Oh, it's just live from Lit.
Live from Lit.
Five hosts, 4 divisions, all battling it out for the Holy Grail of the American Hockey League, the Calder Cup. This is the Holy GrAHL Podcast. Here are your hosts, Jeremy Paul, Zach Power, Andrew Rinaldi, Corey Swartz, and Dina Weinheimer.
Well, hello to a special live episode of the Holy GrAHL Podcast. Excuse the lighting, but Andrew Rinaldi and I are in Laval, Quebec, Canada for the AHL All-Star Game. Didn't really plan on live streaming, so we don't really have the lights, but we're making do with what we have here at the hotel. So I guess I'll do just a quick introduction. Hello, if you're joining us for the first time, my name is Dina Weinheimer, one of the managing editors at Field Pass Hockey, and also the correspondent for the Cleveland Monsters.
I'm Andrew Rinaldi. I cover beat for the Chicago Wolves and Grand Rapids Griffins. I'm still trying to work on my traveling karma here, apparently, but yeah, we'll get into it.
And I'm Zach Power. I'm covering the Toronto Marlies here for Field Pass Hockey. Been around the block a little while. And, it's finally good to have some Canuck content. It seems like everybody on the podcast today is Canadian or is in Canada, I guess. So I got to ask, how is Laval? Tell me about it. Tell us about it. We need to know.
Do you want to start?
Well, Laval itself has been great. We just spent a great unreal time in Montreal today, where we got to have the opportunity to take a tour at the Bell Center, and honestly, it was pretty incredible. I was kind of just expecting to, you walk around the pavilion and all that, and I'd be like, okay, this is cool. I love looking at the banners and all that. It's say what you will about the Canadiens of late, but this is the team that kind of wrote the storybook on hockey lore. But walking up into that press area and seeing like, okay, this is what this is what I'm working for. Okay, like this is the view I want to get. I can dig it. We're just getting underway here in Cleveland. The Wolves are looking to avenge what I read was a pretty heartbreaking loss. I couldn't watch it because it took me about 8 hours to get off the plane last night. But I don't know. I don't even. Should we even talk about it? I feel like Zach, you guys are from Canada. You guys, it's cold. How are you guys not prepared for cold weather in Montreal's airport?
Well, I will say this. It's a polar vortex that's going through most of Canada right now. And in many cases, it's record-breaking temperatures. It doesn't normally get this cold. So we talked about it a little off air in our private chat, and it's like minus 47 something Fahrenheit with the wind chills. So, kind of... Yeah, no.
We got to the point of cold temperatures where it didn't really matter if it was Fahrenheit or Celsius. It was like minus 40.
Because it was all the same.
Yeah.
It got to that point, and literally the fuel trucks, the equipment, all that stuff was freezing in Montreal. I was just so happy. I mean, I'm not a morning person, but I've never been happier to have to get up at 2 a.m. to go catch a flight than I was yesterday. But yeah, poor Andrew had the worst luck in the world yesterday. It was a stressful day for all of us as we waited for him. But he is finally here off the plane, most importantly, in Laval. And yeah, just kind of going back to this Cleveland game, Jeff Greaves making a nice little glove save there against the Chicago Wolves. He looks kind of set in, kind of moving around a little bit.
Those jerseys are fresh.
I love the Lumberjack jerseys.
Those jerseys are fresh.
I would not be upset if they ever rebranded to the Lumberjacks because, come on, those are some fresh jerseys. They got the nice buzzsaw look on them, just amazing. But yeah, Jack Greaves backstopping the team to a big victory yesterday, and he's kind of the guy right now in Cleveland. It's Daniil Tarasov is kind of a Schrodinger's goalie right now. Is he healthy? Is he not? 1 second we see, yeah, he is. They, don't have that third goaltender up. And then just, I think it was yesterday or the day before, they signed another PTO. That way Pavel Watchalong can actually get some playing time in Kalamazoo. But yeah, that's just the luck of the Jackets and the Cleveland Monsters this season.
I don't want to hear anything about luck after the day I had yesterday.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, we're just kind of doing a nice little impromptu chat episode here while we watch the Cleveland and Chicago game taking place in Cleveland tonight. Some of those guys are going to be, I assume, hitting some planes right after this game or super early tomorrow morning to head up here to the All-Star game. Cleveland's representative actually getting switched around today with David Juracek, unfortunately sick, unable to travel, unable to participate. Taking his place is defenseman Jake Christensen. So that's exciting for Jake. I'll be happy to see him tomorrow. And if you're watching and if you have a question about the Cleveland Monsters, the Chicago Wolves, the AHL All-Star Game, or maybe you have a question for one of the players that's going to be up here, be sure to put them in the comments or tweet us at the Holy GrAHL, GrAHL, and we'll try to get those answered for you over the weekend.
It's amazing how Chekhov's numbers are so much better in the NHL than the AHL. I'm just watching that right now, like, oh my God.
I always wonder with the AHL All-Star game coming up, it is a strange time to have it at like the kind of beginning of the week-ish, right? But like, I don't know. I figured there'd be more of like a travel time for the players to get there, right? I didn't expect there to be actual action tonight, but here we are.
Yeah, the whole thing of it, like, okay, you have games on a Saturday and then Sunday the events start. That seems a little whack. I don't know the scientific term,
like, think about the Pacific Division and how long of a flight it is from, say, San Diego or Colorado even up to Montreal, and then I don't know. It doesn't seem right, and they're all flying commercially for sure, right? So,
100%.
So that just makes me wonder. Okay, so where is, let's say, San Jose tonight?
They're in San Jose.
So that means if Thomas, okay, first of all, is Thomas Bordeleau playing tonight? That's what I want to know.
Or if he's just going straight up on an early flight. Let's see. He is in the lineup.
He is in the
He's
lineup.
already got 3 shots on that.
Hey.
At least it's an afternoon game for San Jose.
What's that?
Like, Henderson's going to play at 7 Pacific. Ontario's playing at 6 Pacific, right? Like, that's where I kind of look at, right? Like, right. Henderson, Nevada, all the way to Montreal.
That's what I don't get, because when you look at the schedule for the week coming up after the All-Star festivities are done, there is a nice
Sorry. That was Malty Stromwall with a bit of a ripper from just from the boards, and we got a 1-0 Wolves lead.
That okay. I see how this is gonna go. All right. But yeah, that just went, I couldn't tell if it went above Jack Greaves' arm or below, but he had the arm out and it kind of surprised him. I might have taken a little bounce there.
So I think there's just so much traffic in front of the net.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, off of Yuna Luoto.
Yeah.
Point. It's going to be one of those shows. Need to get more people in here. This is going to be entertaining from him. So I'm just along for the ride.
See, Max Lajoie is in. He's probably going to go right up to Laval after tonight. I'm excited to talk to him. I mean, I know he grew up in Calgary, but obviously a very French-Canadian background. And, I'm sure he's going to be going and seeing some friends and family while he's in town. So I'm kind of wondering, just kind of what this means for him to kind of, again, it's not really, it's home, but it's one of his homes. I mean, I don't even know if anyone has one distinct home when you're playing hockey all over like a guy like him, but it ought to be a bit of a warm homecoming for him at one rate or the other.
So Toronto's playing Laval in Toronto. I wonder if like Joseph Wool and Coach Greg Moore are just going to hop on the Laval team bus and just head back with them. I mean, like they're already going in that direction.
Right.
Right.
I can't see it being a problem.
That won't be awkward at all.
Right.
Like, oh, by the way, you guys just annihilated us. At least as of the last time.
The least you could do is ride the bus with me.
So right now there is 14:35 remaining in the first between the Cleveland Monsters and the Chicago Wolves. Cleveland, unfortunately, not getting many looks on Pyotr Kochetkov. Only one shot so far compared to Chicago's 7.
Wolves kind of taking it to him. I like it.
Well, they're probably upset that they got...
After the way that they lost last night, they probably want to come back and be like, that's not who we are. Let's flip it, turn the page. And you know what? I know that this team doesn't have the most talent, especially compared to last year, but they are playing better. They're getting better as the year goes on, and these young guys are really starting to learn. They're starting to learn how to play with each other. They're starting to learn how to play at this level. And it's growing pains. It's going to take some time, but they're getting there, and their coach is learning as well. I had a fantastic talk with Brock Shahan a couple times last week, and just to go over what he's been learning at this level. And he's kind of right there along with a lot of these young players that are just getting comfortable in their game. You forget how young some of these guys are. They're just old enough to buy a beer, maybe, if that. And I'm just mostly thinking of like Anthony Honka, a player like that, or Alexander Pashin, who's coming over, barely speaks any English, but here he is in North America trying to learn his way. So there's a lot of positives to see from this team, even though the record is kind of gross.
You think they're a playoff team?
What's up?
Are they still a playoff team?
No. My beats are not playoff teams. It is known. I don't know though. Grand Rapids is making it interesting. Grand Rapids and Rockford are making it interesting
because they have a goaltender now. They actually have.
Yes.
They have a goalie.
What a difference that makes, right?
Bless Ned. Bless Ned. Well, I mean, on top of having a goalie there, they've had Jacob Vrana find his game. He's got 4 goals in his last 5 games. He's starting to look like Vrana of old. Elmer Soderblom has been a huge injection there, physically and literally. The guy is an absolute redwood down the middle of that lineup, and it changes the whole way a team defends. Matt Luff's finally healthy, and he's back. I'm talking about veteran presence. This guy is about as character as it comes, and his value can't be overstated. So interjecting all of these pieces, all of a sudden Grand Rapids goes from like this team that makes your eyes roll. Here we go. We got 2-on-1.
Cleveland score. All right. So that line again. Well, actually, that's a little bit of a mix-up line. Cole Fonstad's out there with Justin Richards and Robbie Payne. Now, normally Justin Richards is on that top line, but normally Robbie Payne has been on that third. Coach Vogel, you were mixing it up a little bit, and on the second shot of the night, they get a nice little 2-on-1 breakaway. Pretty little wrister. Oh, right on the far side of the net.
That's so hard to stop. A low blocker shot like that. Under the blocker, over the pad. There's really little that the goalie can do about that. It's just a perfect shot. And Honka played it right. Like, he covered the pass. There was no play there. Richards just let it rip, and now we got a tie game. And this is kind of like what I saw in that Rockford game last week when I was in Chicago, where they have a lot of the chances, a lot of the possession, but one look goes the other way, and they were losing, but they're tied here. So Chicago's got to cut down on some of those mistakes. That's part of a young team learning, and they'll get there. They'll get there, and there's a lot of hockey to play. A lot of hockey. I just hope that doesn't snowball.
That was the lesson that you needed to learn yesterday. Like, you'll get here, and eventually you did.
I'm still waiting on my bag, though.
Yeah, it's been well, I mean, it sounds like it might be on its way.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Come on, Air Canada, give this man his bag, please.
Can I let you in on a little Air Canada secret? It's not coming, buddy.
You don't get your bags?
No, you don't.
Zach, we had him in a good mood. What are you doing?
Can I so where's Emil Bemstrom in all this?
Emil Bemstrom is currently with the Columbus Blue Jackets because they can't keep players healthy either. They have multiple players, especially on defense. I know Emil's a forward, but recently Gustav Nyquist out for the season with an injury, along with several defensemen. And yeah, so he's with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and he is him and Kirill Marchenko, both players Cleveland desperately miss because they were some of the top producers. Now you're kind of relying on Justin Richards, Travis Wolanski, ... That's about it. But I have to give him props. The last few games, Roman and Sean starting to really come to life here.
So I say this because he's one of the only players right now in the AHL with like a multi-game point streak going. So when he comes back, he's had 9 assists throughout the last 8 games, which is not too bad. I will say this. TJ Tynan's streak was broken on the 31st, and he had 17 assists from January 17th to March 31st. 8 games, 17 assists.
Wow, that's just.
Yeah.
Although I will say he's carrying my my fantasy team right now, TJ Tynan. It's that I'm gonna have to do some rerolls soon because Zach Delby hasn't doing too much. Who else is on my forward line? I do not remember, but they've been kind of. And I'm glad Grand Rapids is getting that resurgence because Simon Edvinsson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
he's been dialed in lately. I really have been impressed with. I mean, again, you want to talk about young guys? Talk about a 19-year-old that's is growing into one of the better defensemen on this team. I mean, his natural skill was not to be denied. I mean, when you're 6'6" and you can wheel the way that Simon Edvinsson can wheel, it's that was that looked like me on a Wednesday night after I've had a couple beers. Jack Drury's looking around for a call, buddy. You tripped on the face-off dot. There was no stick in the way. I
that looked like me trying to get over the snowbank to get to dinner tonight.
Oh my God.
So
he's going to the box? Drew's going to the box?
Uh-oh.
What did he do?
He kind of took out Yuna Luoto's legs from right underneath him.
No. That's not falling isn't a penalty.
Is it for tripping, maybe?
Is it a tripping call?
But anyway, we're trying to get to dinner tonight, and for some reason, instead of walking up the stairs, neat and orderly, the leader of our group here decided to walk across, up and over this snowbank, and I am not wearing boots. I'm just in my tennis shoes because I'm dumb, and I didn't feel like checking a bag. And
checking a bag's not a good call anyway, so.
Yeah, fair. So yeah, I looked like a baby giraffe first learning how to use its legs when I was trying to get over the snowbank here in Laval. But Cleveland here on the power play, trying to resurrect
Get it out. There you go.
what once was the top power play in the league and just has been steadily falling. Again, just a victim of this constant roster churn in Cleveland right now. Really, I mean, and
it was a tripping call, by the way.
Yep, I figured.
He fell.
But he tripped a guy.
He fell.
But he tripped the guy. But yeah, I mean, really the only steady part of this top power play unit has been Trey-Fix Wolanski, and they cannot decide where to keep him on this power play. Sometimes he's down by the dots. The last few games, he was out working the points by the blue line, kind of quarterbacking it. But now, you know, it was been him and David Juracek. David Juracek
scores.
Oh, what a nice shot from the blue line. Marcus Bjork, the young defenseman, just quietly having a really good season. That's one of the guys that has been up in Columbus for quite a while. Gets sent back down, immediately starts producing. Good on him. 2 goals on 3 shots. What is up with that?
Well, if you look at that, there's 2 guys in front of Kochetkov, and no one's moving them out. Griffin Mendel, you're 6'6". You're bigger than everyone on the ice. Move a body.
I don't think that it was that big.
That's right there. Josh Doan is not a small human.
Okay, well, neither is Griffin. You can at least try.
It's just 2 trees trying to fight each other.
Well, sometimes someone's got to chop a redwood down. Okay, look, it's the theme of the night with the buzzsaw. Get the work, get the chopping. You got to give your goalie some help here. You can't just let them try. How are you going to see through 3 bodies? It's just not going to happen. So you get a 2-on-1 opportunity in one way. You got a goalie with no one clearing his crease in front of him on the other one. That's how you get 2 goals and 3 shots. It looks like Brock's taking a time out here. He needs his boys to get their stuff together.
I mean, to be fair, the last game again. Props to you if you get the reference. I had to have it explained to me the other night. I'm not even going to go there. I'm so out of touch. Anyway, the last game that Cleveland played against Laval, it's plays like that actually were the catalyst as to why they lost, because they could not clear guys out of the front of the net, leaving their goalie practically scrambling, trying to see people, and he couldn't.
All right, we're back.
We do have a few priorities here.
Yeah. Did you get Canadian beer at least?
No. Well, I didn't have a chance to go to pick up some beer because I was on the tarmac for 2 hours.
And I'll admit the place right by the hotel, because we did not get a rental car here in Laval. The league is handling all of our transportation. So thank you very much to the American Hockey League and the Laval Rocket. They are taking very good care of us. But, you know, we go to pick up a few things, and they had maybe 5 or 6 beer options, and I'm just standing there. I'm thinking outside. It is, well, my husband is here behind me. How cold was it last night with the wind chill?
With the wind chill, about -40, which is the same in both scales.
Yeah. So it was that -40 again, and it was about 0.3 of a mile walk with the wind blowing directly in my face, and yeah, I wasn't about to try anywhere else. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll pick. I ended up getting our photographer, a Czech lager, and it's all good.
Your baggage is not out for delivery.
Andrew Rinaldi getting his bag. That is the first win of the weekend. That is the best news.
Oh, and I get to change my clothes tomorrow. It's right, or tonight. Oh, that'd be wonderful.
So San Jose's hosting it next year, right? So no check bag next year? Is that the plan?
I'm just bringing my bathing suit, baby.
You can tell we've been partaking a little bit. We've been having a good night.
Yeah.
We've been having a good night. It's all good. Good's the word of the day, apparently.
Yes, because the word of the day last night was one I can't say on this live stream because there might be children listening, but Yeah, no, that's some great news. Thank you very much to Air Canada. Whoever's delivering my bag. I'm not even gonna go that high. Whoever's bringing that physically to the Saint Martin, I believe is how you pronounce it, and dropping it off to the hotel and saying, this is for the poor soul who for 24 hours hasn't had toothpaste. This is for him. I thank that person, whoever that is.
And whoever at the airport who actually sorted through all that stuff.
Oh my God.
Found it. I mean, I was shocked yesterday walking through the baggage claim at Montreal Trudeau, and there are just rows and rows and sections of hundreds, if not close to 1,000+ bags just sitting there on the floor unclaimed.
You know, that's actually better than what it was. It's actually
Jake Christensen getting in a fight tonight.
It's a scrum. They're not. I see the chirping going.
Oh,
who's he talking to?
He tried to eat his own glove.
I think he was taking his mouth guard out. Who's he going after?
I would love to see.
Oh, he's going after the ref.
Uh-oh.
Okay, he's pointing at the ref. He's talking to the ref.
Okay, I need to rewind this and see what just happened here.
Oh, here we go. Here we got a replay.
Okay, who's 23?
Okay.
The battle of the 23s.
Was that
Okay,
23?
so
I thought that was Stromal for a second.
When you go up to someone else's bench and then you decide to give them a nice little piece of lumber to the chest, you know what? You're only asking for trouble, right? And then to argue with the referee, I don't get that. There's no sound logic in that. You went over to someone else's bench, gave him a nice little chop with, and yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure something happened to kind of start that. Something was said, someone did something. But you got to kind of keep a bit of a cool head there. You can't really just kind of be like, all right, I'm giving you a shot. And then you can't really bark at the ref. Like, I get Jake might not like the call. You say a couple words, but then you kind of leave it and you go to the box. You go to the box like a good boy and you feel your shame, because now the rest of the game, that ref's going to be, if anything happens to him or anything, he's going to be, it's the Michael Bunting effect. If you yell so much at the ref, eventually the ref's just going to be like, I'm tired of hearing this guy, and he's not going to call anything for it. So it's a little different than Bunting, because Bunting's like 90 years old. But anyway, it
doesn't really matter because Chicago's power play is like 29th in the league.
It's not great, Bob.
Well, Cleveland's power or penalty kill isn't really that great. So we'll see who wins out here.
Cleveland's penalty kill is 30th. Nice.
Like I said, it's not that good.
55.6%.
Chicago loves that play to Malty-Stromwall for that one-time shot, but I don't really know why. I mean, he's got a good shot, but I feel like there's better options going elsewhere.
What call was that?
That looks like unsportsmanlike. That looked like unsportsmanlike. We're trying to figure out exactly what happened. The door to the Wolves bench or the Wolves box is open. Melnick's going to talk to the other referee to see what happened. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Someone was rubbing the door for whatever reason.
Ref's talking to the scorekeep. Okay.
I mean, I will say there was some flourish on that call. I was quite impressed.
This ref was like, get this guy out of
that
my
was
face.
a Wes McCauley style call.
Okay, Jamison Reese is getting unsportsmanlike conduct here. Reese's Pieces. Normally, I mean, he's always get involved in the trash talk, but it must have been like he was going to the wrong target there. Is that what's actually going on? We are checking the box score. No, unsportsmanlike.
We got 2 players.
2?
According to the AHL right now.
Well, it is a 4-on-3. Yeah.
Tuukka Tiksola at 13:05 and Jamison Reese at 13:05, both 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Didn't really see anything, but also
13 minutes into this game, and the refs are already done with both teams, I'm sure.
That makes me want to go back and watch last night's. To be fair, I didn't really get a chance to watch last night because I was too busy keeping visual and trying to update this one on all the goings on because, for those of you just joining in, Andrew Rinaldi and I are here live from Laval. We're going to be covering the AHL All-Star Game.
I was pointing at the live at the wall thing.
Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. I'm getting used to having a co-host sitting right next to me.
We're working on it.
So yesterday, they actually had to shut down the big airport here in Montreal, which everybody flies into. And because I guess fuel trucks were freezing, it was just a whole mess. And so I was trying to keep him updated, like, okay, now they're saying it's delayed until 7:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And so, yeah, I didn't really watch the Monsters game last night because I was too busy watching FlightAware.
And I couldn't watch the Wolves game last night because I was on the plane.
Slight
On the tarmac. I mean, I
hours.
could have watched it. I took myself off airplane mode because we weren't going anywhere, but
and see, here we go again with Trey Fix-Wolanski. He was down by the faceoff dot, then he floats back. I don't know if they really know where they want him right now.
I don't know if he knows where to go right now, but I think that's probably working out better for him. If he's everywhere, it's a lot harder to defend than if he's just in his office, which that office was about 2 feet from the goal line. He tried to launch a one-timer. It's a bold strategy, but
it actually worked for him last weekend. I will admit.
Those tight angles can work out pretty well for you. I like how shifty he is. I like how he moves around. I hate power plays that just stand there. You have the extra guy. You got all that space. I hate when you just sit and that's a good clear. Oof, that kind of gave me a bit of a scare, but
you have to give credit to Chicago rather for keeping them boxed to the outside. There was no real good angle for them to kind of get anything near the circles or on the sides or in the slot. Besides that last shot,
that's a big kill for them, especially after that goal by who was that?
Marcus Bjork.
Yep. And where I was, if you couldn't tell, I was very not happy with how the Wolves played that penalty kill. They responded with a much stronger shift. Not a lot of easy looks to the net, and you certainly weren't pitching a tent up there like Josh Dunn was on the first one. So, see, that's what I'm talking about. They make mistakes, but they're learning from them, and they are getting better. Okay, if this was November Chicago Wolves, they'd probably be down 6-0, even though they've only given up 5 shots in this period.
I mean, I know coaches, no matter what level of hockey it is, hate to use their timeout so early on in the game. But that was a timeout perfectly placed. There was obviously the right thing was said. It really looked to have settled this team down despite the 5-on-3 or 4-on-3, I guess there was. They killed that penalty. That was huge.
That was a big one. Can you imagine outshooting your opponent 11-5 and being down 3-1?
Ouch.
That would not be good. That would not be good for this team. So good on them. They are behind the 8 ball still a little bit. Couple things to work on, but you can see that there's tangible progress to be made. And I think everyone's kind of starting at the beginning of the season. It was really tough because everyone was so accustomed to this Wolves team that just absolutely dummied everyone last year. And then we turn around to a team that's very young, very raw, and and all of a sudden they're making mistakes up and down the ice. And there was a lot of backlash to that initially. And now I think we're starting to understand, like, okay, get a little patience, Rome wasn't built in a day. Let it come to you, and we're getting there. It's going to take time, but we're getting there.
I will say once again, a nice crowd up at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Miss you guys. Wish I was there, but tonight having a special jersey retirement for one of the legendary Cleveland Lumberjacks, and yeah, just a nice showing. Against a team that, again, I guess that's my favorite thing about the Cleveland fan base. No matter how terrible things seem to be looking on the ice, just with, again, all the injuries. Once again, they're skating 11-7. And the only reason why they can field 11 forwards is because Dylan Simpson, who is traditionally a defenseman, oh yeah, by the way, he's also a halfway decent forward, and he can fill in on that fourth line. I mean, no matter how bleak it's looking, that city turns out and supports their hockey team. And also, it doesn't hurt that, they're just 2 hours up the road from their parent club in Columbus. And I know a decent amount of people come on up from there and check out the promising future of the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's just kind of funny to listen on the broadcast. They're saying, oh, the Lumberjacks take it the other way. Oh, nice stop from Jet. Got that paddle down, turned that away.
Well, the guys are a little small here. My eyes aren't great, but I was trying to look at the numbers. Whoever feathered that pass on the backhand, there was a good, nice little 2-on-1 developing there for the Wolves, and it's just that the pass just wasn't on point. I know the phrase, you can never feed a good player a bad pass. That was a bad pass. And so they got a look on Greaves, but it could have been better. Could have been better. I think they got a little too jumpy with that. They could have just calmed it down, see what their options were. But you got to like what the Wolves are doing with the amount of offense that they've generated, but they're getting their chances, they're getting their looks, and you got to figure eventually the floodgates are going to break through for them. So.
I mean, they're one shot more than doubled up on Cleveland, so they are generating, just not quite going through yet.
All sweet, no finish right now for the boys, and that's another one of those things that I've noticed that's got to change from this season. They're starting to be more consistent in generating chances. Now they got to be a little more consistent in finishing them off. I've seen a lot of good opportunities, been on the stick of some guys and some high quality chances, and they're shooting like the crest as a target on the middle of the jersey and the goalie there. Got to be a little better picking your spots, picking your corners, shooting for rebounds. It's all about situational awareness, and I think this team's got a lot to build in that regard. But the building blocks are there, and it's just there's so many little things that separate a basement dweller from a championship contender in this league. Everyone's got talent up the wazoo here and there, and that's a nice little cross check there, not a big deal. And it's those little things like, oh, that was just that ring off the post. That looked like a ring off the post.
I think that was a ding.
Yeah. See, look, the Wolves are buzzing. They're getting guys in the net. They're getting chances. I think what they're doing, it's just finish. And my God, is it good to see Mackenzie McEachern back on this team. He's been out since October, and anytime that you're out for that insane length amount of time, it's tough, not just physically, but mentally to get back into your game. And it's such a battle. So to see him do it back and doing well, I'm happy to see it, and not just because he grew up about 10 minutes away from where I live.
I mean, it helps.
It helps. I like rooting for Michigan boys. I'm sorry.
They are just, I mean, I know the Lumberjacks / Monsters are wearing
they're the Lumberjacks.
They're wearing the buzz, on the jersey, but they're not the ones buzzing now.
Yeah, they look tired. They look really tired. The Wolves have them hemmed in their zone for a while now. Oh, that was a tight chance there by Melnick. Nice save by Greaves.
Flourish on that. I'm always a fan of the extra snatch on
phrasing.
Okay, the extra flourish on the save.
There we go.
It's been a day. It has been a long but fun. Okay, so Zach Bauer letting us know that there is a line brawl in Hershey.
Yeah, things kind of escalated a little quickly.
Corey is there. We need him on right
Corey is there. Yeah, it looks like someone just went a little too hard into Hunter Shepard, and things just
Oh yeah, you don't touch the goalie.
blew up.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so unfortunately, because of the way we are set up, I don't have my extra screen. It's going to be difficult to share this video. But go check out @the Hershey Bears on Twitter and look at this fight. And the Lehigh Valley player is being held back by a linesman and is trying to get at Dylan McElrath.
Who just ate a bunch of 5 stinky knuckles right there. And now we got another altercation.
2-on-1, and Aaron Ness coming in to defend his teammate who literally had 2 Lehigh Valley fans on him.
Who is 44?
Kevin Connaughton.
Oh, my.
Columbus Blue Jackets legend.
He is just feeding that poor guy. I don't know who that is on Hershey, but he might be a couple chiclets short after that one.
Kevin Connaughton has a bit of a uppercut.
I didn't realize he was such a monster. Why didn't you tell me about this?
Because I always knew him as a nice guy.
Well,
Mason Morelli.
Oh, no. He's pointing. Oh, he's talking. No. Oh, Dylan's talking too. This might not be over, folks.
So, yeah, Zach, if you want to try to share, that's totally fine. But we do have our very own Corey Swartz live in Hershey. I know during intermission, if he can find a quiet spot, he's going to try to pop in. So I really hope he's able to come in and we can ask him about that live. But for those of you joining us, thank you so much. We are doing a special live kind of impromptu chat watch along here on the Holy GrAHL. So if you have any questions about the Chicago Wolves, the Cleveland Monsters, the Toronto Marlies, the AHL in general, our exploits here in Laval and Montreal today.
I want to talk about Air Canada. I could tell you about Air Canada for about the next 15 hours.
We can talk about something a little bit lighter and our amazing trip to the Bell Center today, which was amazing.
There we go.
Or if you have any questions about the AHL All-Star game being, we're getting the skills. Happy birthday. Okay, there's a adorable fan in Cleveland celebrating her 12th birthday. She's got the tiara, the sash. Happy birthday to her.
She's having a night.
She's having a good night. But if you have any questions about the All-Star game, or if you have a team that's looking to or if you have any questions for the player from your team or anyone that you are excited to see, an event you're excited to see, let us know. If you have any questions for them, we will try to ask them throughout the weekend. So, yeah. All right, Zach, do you have that pulled up?
Oh, you couldn't see that.
No, it's giving us a click to exit full screen.
Oh, well, that sucks. You see that now? Does that work?
We can see it. It's a little
small.
Can you try Okay, that's better.
Phrasing again.
I didn't say it this time, folks. Okay, so he didn't hit the goalie, but he pushed the guy into the goalie, which I believe is still a no. I haven't gotten into my hockey code book in a while, but I believe that's still you can't do that. Ooh, there might have been an elbow thrown in there. So I wonder what's Connaughton all heated about? He feeds McElrath 5 stinky knuckles right there. McElrath is he doesn't even care. Okay, so this guy goes after the guy in Lehigh, and then Connaughton just absolutely pumps him. Boom, boom. Ward.
I did not know Kevin Connaughton had an uppercut like that. Oh my gosh. And poor Mason Morelli is just trying to maintain the poor guy.
Well, I'm going to paraphrase, but if you mess around, you do find out. And Mason Morelli was messing around there, so he found out really quick. But again, you're going to see he's going to have some words for Kevin as he's heading to the box. He's going to give him that the old school point. There you go.
That is a number that was taken.
Yeah, McElrath, he's got some words. I don't think this is going to be over just yet, folks. So
this is how
I really hope Corey is able to pop on from Hershey here. He's going to try, but
it's tough to when you're up in the box and everything's all going on and you have all the excitement, the stimulation from the rink itself and the noises and all that. It's hard to come on and try and talk over that. I'll give them a pass. I'll let them slide. They could use a what was the room in Grand Rapids? The
sensory room.
The sensory room. Yeah, so they could use one of those in Hershey for Corey to drop in for a quick minute and talk about it. But we have the clip. It was fun to look at, fun to analyze. I know fighting isn't the most popular thing in hockey in the year 2023, but I still love a good Donnybrook. And it gets the juices flowing. It gets you really the intensity going. I mean, now after you see that altercation, you see Morelli and McElrath going after Connaughton. You feel like there's going to be a little bit more energy when there's another shift with those guys on the ice the next period and the rest of the game. So I'm all about it. I obviously, looking out for player safety and all that, but you want to. It's all in the spirit of the game, and I love to see it, and I hope you do at home too. Okay. And now we have an adoptable dog of the month.
Okay, Cleveland, this adoptable dog of the month. That is a very good boy or girl. Peach, I assume a girl.
I would assume a girl.
That is such a cute dog. I wish I could show it.
This is the ears.
The ears. Yes. Okay, I will try
up there
to show because this dog. Okay, is that coming on? There we go. Look how adorable, sweet Peach. Okay, now it's no longer. Okay, now we have
Irvin.
Now we have
Irvin.
We have Irwin.
Irwin,
who is looking a little bit disgruntled that they had to follow such a cute dog.
Looking a little disgruntled that he's probably named Irwin.
Oh my god. Maybe.
Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around that. Someone goes somewhere else before I go on a 10-minute tangent about naming your cat Irwin.
Can we talk about how if we're going to talk about animal names, how my husband's and my very first dog, we go to pick them up at the shelter, and his name is Foster. Like, how temporary does that sound? That was a terrible name.
I mean, it's just a placeholder name, right? Like, no one actually went up and said, like, come here, Foster.
You look up, the 1987 book of baby names, and then just whoop, boink. Right? Like, I feel like there has to be a little bit of that in there.
That was a very specific year, Zach, 1987. Do you have a cousin born in that year who's named Foster by chance?
Yeah, who was named Foster after the year 1987?
My dog, apparently. I mean, at that point, we weren't really creative with the dog names. We named it Buddy just because I always just said, "Oh, hi, little buddy, come here," and he just started going for it. But
Outdoor Classic, $10 for tickets, Cleveland fans, whoever's out there,
go get it. You'll see us there.
We're
live.
all gonna be there, all three of us. Oh, could you imagine the level of chaos we're about to get into on that weekend?
It's gonna be something else. I mean, you have seen this podcast. For those of you that have been watching tonight, you see we get a little chaotic. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like whenever Zach is no longer thousands of miles away.
You know
he's
what?
In the same room with us.
Come up. And if you're at the outdoor game, come find me. I'm going to smuggle in some Canadian beer. It's going to be a good time. Scott, if you're watching, I'm sorry, buddy. We're going to have a good time.
Was that an open letter to Scott Housen?
Come find me at the outdoor game.
I was going to ask who Scott is.
Yeah.
Because Scott is my boss at work. I'm like, how do you know Scott?
League Prez, baby. He's the top cheese.
I like Zach openly coming on our pod admitting that he's going to break the law, international law.
So Bailey Curtis, those of you who are fans of the Colorado Eagles, please go check her out. She is our newest writer on the AHL team. putting out some amazing content, saying, y'all are just getting into all of the fun this year. And honestly, we really are. I just want to take a minute. I'm going to get a little maybe emotional. I don't know. It's going to be one of those shows apparently, but we really have been very lucky, very blessed this season to be able to have this opportunity to have 3 representatives up here in Laval. We also have a photographer, Andrew Fielder, with us, who normally covers the Jacksonville Icemen. And, he's kind of tucked away in his hotel room, just kind of enjoying his evening. But yeah, we have this crew up here in Laval. We're going to be at the All-Star game. Just super excited about that, to bring you guys all the content and at the same time kind of living out our hockey reporter dreams and hockey fan dreams, to be able to hit up all of these events.
Hey, John Mayer's coming to Cleveland. Are you excited about that?
Yay.
She's thrilled.
Okay. Some of these get really good. I need to hire this up. I'm sorry. This spelling series. Oh, watch him spell. So Carson Meyer was going to try to spell none of it. N-U-N-E-V-U-C. That is not how you spell it.
He's having none of it.
He's an NHL player. He doesn't care anymore. Okay, Robbie Payne. Can he spell none of it? N-U-N-A-N-U. Nunu.
Nope. He's starting again. A-U-V-U-V-U-I-A?
Wait a minute.
He was starting so good.
He got so close. He got so
Gina,
far.
can you spell all of the Cleveland players right now? If we did a little spelling test live, would you be able to take the test?
Okay, I have had a beer, an espresso martini, and now I'm working on a Smirnoff Ice Berry Blast.
This is our managing editor, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Can we do a live intermission spelling test?
I can try. Am I allowed to cheat and write it down as I'm doing it?
You just can't Google it.
Okay, I won't. Okay, so I have him here to keep me honest. So let me pull up words so I have something to write on.
All right. We'll start off pretty easy, okay?
Okay.
All right. Brendan Miller. I just kidding.
Okay. Am I just doing the last name or the first name?
The last name.
Okay, because I was going to say, I don't know if he's a D-O-N or a D-A-N.
Or a D-E-N.
Or a D-E-N, Brendan. But Miller, M-I-L-L-E-R.
She didn't have to write that one down.
We might have to go to a first and last name basis here. Jonah Luoto.
Yuna. Okay, so that's...
Oh, Yuna. My bad.
Okay, so J-O-O-N-A-L-U-O-T-O.
Got it. All right. Jake Christensen.
Okay, hold on. So obviously, J-A-K-E. C-H-R-I-S-T-I-A-N-S-E-N.
Whew.
Those S-E-Ns mess me up, like Freddie Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
That messes me up.
Your backup goaltender, Hunter Vorva.
Who? Oh yeah, the PTO guy.
Yeah. I was like, that's this week's backup goaltender. Next week is going to be someone else.
There's always a new person.
Player that we swear actually exists.
Yes,
everyone knows half of Cleveland's roster is really just generated off EA's NHL create a player.
Oh my God, how do you pronounce his last name?
Vorva?
I don't even know where to start.
All right. Well,
can you use it in a sentence?
The transactions page.
A big save by Vorva.
Vorva? I don't know. V-O-R-V-A?
You got it. You got it.
Wow. Score one for me.
All right. We're going to go with this hard one, all right? Because I don't even know how I'm going to pronounce this. God. Hang on. Samuel Kanzako.
Knazko. Knazko.
Whew.
Wow, she was on that one.
Whew. She's on fire. I'm loading this. Hang on.
We currently have several people watching these. Welcome to the Holy GrAHL podcast, where we double as a spelling bee, apparently.
The last one we'll do is Owen Sillinger.
Okay. OwenSillinger.
She's perfect, ladies and gentlemen.
This is several drinks deep, too. I'm impressed.
It's your team. It's your beat.
Oh, getting a chirp from the husband on the other side of the room.
Here's the peanut gallery chiming in.
Where he goes, well, it's your beat. It's your team. That doesn't excuse the fact I'm a terrible speller, usually. Yes, you can be a managing editor and be a terrible speller.
That's why we have spell check, folks.
That's why I use Grammarly. It's my...
Grammarly is the chef's kiss.
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm just reading the fridge that is literally like 2 feet away.
Do you want anything?
I'm still working on this. I need water, to be honest.
Like I said, we'll have to ship in some Canadian beer into this outdoor game. We'll figure it out. It's all good.
Shout out from Bailey for Grammarly. They need to get them to sponsor us.
All right, we're about to start the second period off here, folks. It looks like Cleveland, despite getting tripled up on shots, is leading 2-1. So,
when did they? Oh, so while they were hemmed in, they got tripled.
Yeah, yeah, they did. It's all about quality versus quantity, though, as the Lumberjacks have been teaching us. And here we go, puck's down, and we are underway.
So,
for those of us at home who might not know, what are the Lumberjacks? I know it because I know we've done articles on it in the past, but for those who might be curious, what are the Lumberjacks?
So the Lumberjacks are an old IHL team that was based in Cleveland. And honestly, that's all the more I can really tell you right now off the top of my head. But yes, they are an old IHL team based out of Cleveland.
They had some fresh jerseys, I can tell you that much.
Oh, yeah, they really do. Where did they play? Did they play? That's one thing I want to know. Where did the Cleveland Lumberjacks, like their actual arena? I'm curious.
You need to.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So they existed from 1992 to 2001. For those of you in Cleveland, you remember this place, the old Richfield Coliseum. Yeah, good old Richfield. And then in 1994, moving over to Gund Arena, which is now lovingly known. Well, switched to the Q. Now it's the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse.
Lovingly.
Or as some of us call it, shorthand, the Romo Fiho. It doesn't really roll off the tongue, but it's lots of right.
What number does Jet Greaves wear? What is it? Was that 73?
See, I'm a bad beat reporter.
73. Yep, you got it.
73? Like actually 73. I wasn't just making that up.
73.
We were having a discussion before, and maybe you can help us chime in on this, Zach. What's with these numbers? 70, like, okay, as I was sitting there at Bell Center looking at Montreal with their 53 retired jerseys, I get it, okay? You only have so many numbers to go by, so I'm not going to chirp Jakai for wearing 76 or something like that, but for an AHL team that just retired one jersey, and then I don't know how many other ones they have retired.
A very small handful.
There's no excuse to wear 73. That's my hot take for the week.
Okay, why are they showing...
It's someone's birthday.
Is it Mark Letestu's birthday?
Is it Mark? Podcast Mark Letestu, happy birthday.
Is it Mark Letestu's birthday?
Anyway, what number did he wear?
February 1st. Happy birthday, Mark Letestu.
If it means anything, Andrew, growing up, I wore number 84.
Was it a play on 1984?
No.
was a good year. Leave 1984 alone.
Well, my brother was born in 84.
I was born in 84.
It's
too.
a good book.
Shout out to your brother.
Man.
Luoto tried with the wraparound, but just a little wide.
Just went outside.
Yeah, I was always 13 just because my birthday is on February 13th. So, hey guys, remember that coming up.
I hate Cleveland doing this. The play is still going on, and they show a replay. Now it's been blown dead, but
so see you see the issues I have to deal with.
Experience Cleveland hockey.
It is very frustrating at times.
So like,
you interrupted. Go ahead.
I don't even remember the point I was making. The replay went on, and
we were talking about terrible numbers.
Yeah. Well, then Jack Reeves came on again. 73.
73.
Like, who's even calling me? No, not answering.
Sorry to that person.
Yeah, it sucks to be you.
He just got denied.
Yeah, so
maybe he likes the number 13 and wanted it to be as close to it stylistically, so he had to go 73.
When you're a goalie, you have the choice of 1 or like 30 through 35. That's really it.
Maybe he was going the Sergei Bobrovsky vibe with 72, and he's 73. I need to ask Jack Reeves why 73.
That's you should ask him.
I'll have to ask him sometime.
I like his mask. He's got a good mask.
Yeah, I love.
See, like they did the replay right this time. Vasily Ponomarev on the backhand. I like the look. Pano, I think, has a lot of good tools to be a really good player. I think he just needs to bring them all together with a little bit of consistency, and he'll be a stud. But he's on the right path, and he was really good last year. I think having Ivan Ladnia out for the season really hurts. He was paired up with him and another winger last year. But those two really connected very well, especially during the playoffs. And, Simpson's talking to the Wolves bench.
Oh, there's the defenseman. That's a forward. That's a defenseman. And, he's a forward.
He's probably also a goalie.
He's in everything.
Is there really an ad for Discount Drug Mart just right at the blue line?
Yeah, Discount Drug Mart.
That's a thing? That's the most, like...
You don't know about Discount Drug Mart?
No, I'm from Michigan, not Ohio. Our drugs are expensive.
I'm not even going to get into that. I was getting introspective for a second because, like, there was a Discount Drug Mart down the road from my grandma's house, and every time we went up to go see her, we always had to go pick up her prescriptions at Discount Drug Mart in Dover.
Well,
but the jingle.
There's always a jingle.
Discount Drug Mart.
He knows it too?
Around. You'll find everything you need.
And see, that's the power of marketing, folks, is that years later, people still remember those jingles.
It's still an active jingle, though. It's not years later.
Well, you were talking about a story from years ago, and it's still continuing to this day.
It wasn't that long ago.
You made it seem like it was further along.
Oh, okay, we did it for literally like 20-some years.
Okay, that seems like a long time.
It does. Where are we going with this? I don't even know anymore.
Okay, see, like 96, okay? Was that Bernie? 96? 96 is a good
Bernie.
Number. 96 is a good number.
What makes 96 good compared to 76?
Because the 7, if you start a number with 7, you're acceptable for like 71. Okay, 71's good. Gino Malkin, shout out. But
hi, Nick Foligno.
And Nick Foligno. I can't tell you anyone else who wears it. Yuri Slager, maybe.
You were looking at a guy right there in Luoto.
Well, Luoto. See, he looks good. That's a good looking number, but it's not like it's sleek. It's smooth, and it's there. Like if you come out wearing 83 at a beer league, I'm probably gonna fight you. Or I'm at the very least, I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna clear the
What's wrong
puck.
with 83? It's all nice and curved.
Because it starts with an 8 and it ends with a 3.
Okay, so what are your feelings on 38?
38 might be worse. Because if you're a skater wearing a 30 number, like that's a goalie number.
He's about to get in a fight with Boone Jenner. I'm friends with good friends with his aunt.
Send them a link to this live stream and we'll get it settled. And you can get Chris Draper on here too. I would say the same thing about Chris Draper wearing 33. You're a player who wears 33.
Aunt Tony, if you're watching, I'm very sorry for what he said.
I'm not.
You're gonna get me in trouble.
Well,
anyway,
it's not her fault.
Quick update on the game.
All on me.
There's AHL hockey on right now.
37 is different. 37 is different.
Why is it different?
Because it looks better. Also, it's just if you a 3 and an 8 don't exist well together. A 7 and a 3 equal 10. That's good.
You can get
a 3 stylistically. Why are we talking about this? 3 stylistically is like half of the 8. It's all the nice. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Yes, I will be upset if he continues on
with the numbers. Are we not talking the numbers anymore?
Mr. Svechnikov. We leave Mr. Svechnikov.
He's the fastest man in the NHL, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a spectacular performance. Can we talk about that for a second?
Well, she's saying now she's calling me out for backtracking. So can we talk about it or what? There it is.
I'm going to.
There's certain things where it's like, okay. For example, there's certain rules where it's like you don't wear a Jofa helmet, right? You never rock the Jofa unless you're Teemu Selanne because you're good enough to do it. Svechnikov can rock 37, which is an ugly number, but he's good and it looks good on him. So some people can do that. Chris Draper, great penalty killer, great face-off man. You don't wear 33. I'm sorry.
So what I want to know is, do we go into these media availabilities? We're going to be in the locker room with these players 4 times over the next 2 days. Do we go in there and ask them their opinions on jersey numbers?
Yes, because they're all going to say the same thing. I guarantee you that they will be in my corner.
Okay. So a couple players that wore number 37. All right. Patrice Bergeron. All right.
Good enough to do it.
Olaf Koldzig. Also
goalie.
wore it.
Acceptable.
Only the goalie.
Yeah, love him.
Eric Desjardins. That's
I'm not gonna let him. I'm not gonna let him slide.
Carter Ashton, Casey Bailey.
Carter Ashton was a coveted Leafs prospect at one time, but that automatically disqualifies him. Because coveted Leafs prospect has turned into wonders for them as of late.
Well, that's just about it.
Okay, so what are the feelings about double numbers in general?
Wait, what? Like, you're saying like
11, 22, 33, 44.
33 if you're a goalie. I don't like Vasilevsky wearing 88, but I believe goalies can get away with double numbers more than skaters can. Eric Lindros, 88 was his draft year, wasn't it? I want to know because his draft year was 91, 2-on-1, and that was an easy goal if you just
nice
the puck.
Nice, Cleveland. Nice way to break that up. Take away the lane.
Honka's got to be selfish in that situation. I think he was trying to feed it backdoor. Then he throws it up in the 8th row. He's put his head down, and he knows why. The mascot's going after him.
Sully. So
wait. What is that? Is that a bird?
Sully is a seagull.
You have monsters. You have lumberjacks, which is they have a beaver. And your mascot's a bird. People
were very upset that Buzz was not making an appearance this
So it's a bird. So why is a seagull their mascot, but like
Why does Chris Draper wear 33? It's the
But
same
San
answer.
Diego exists. Why do they wear? You know?
I do not know. I have always wondered that. I don't know who made that decision. I love Sully, especially the last couple of seasons. The people that they have gotten to be Sully have been so entertaining. I personally have a soft spot for what they call Swoley. You know, those like inflatable suits.
Was he gonna fight you?
Oh, you're not allowed
No,
to have.
he's just super
He's just-
pudgy.
Didn't we already go over
No,
this?
no,
You're
no,
not
no, no,
allowed
no.
to have
He's not
fat
even like.
mascots. Is that
Yeah,
what we agreed upon? No more fat mascots.
No,
No.
I
I want
wouldn't
more
say-
fat mascots.
No, he almost like so. Swoley is like one of those plastic like inflatable mascots, but he looks like a stress ball version of Sully. It is the most adorable thing, and I wish Swoley made more of an appearance. Swoley. I will say, Sully disturbed me the last game. Up, see, look at him.
What is he doing?
He's
He wiping his?
he flips his tail feathers and moons the players.
That's not kid friendly, is it?
Oh, people love Sully up there. Although, my phone's kind of holding the iPad up. Let's see. I got to show you this picture from the last game I was at Cleveland.
Okay.
I just can't wait for one team that's on the verge of bankruptcy deletes their mascot and replaces it with one of those things that's outside the car dealership. You know?
The wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men.
Yes,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I want more of those.
You know, when Bridgeport finally decides to fold or whatever, you know, they can just have the guy there and he's having a good time.
Oh, now Sully just flashed the crowd. Okay, he just did that. That can't be right. If
Yeah,
Dom Stein gets
This
2
reminds
games
me
for that,
of the guy from The Water Boy.
if Dom Stein gets 2 games for a finger,
Do you know who I'm talking about? Oh, Jack Reeves, nice save.
that wasn't a save.
You know who I'm talking about, though.
The guy who's I
Yeah.
don't want to make the gesture
Yeah.
on the
Okay.
stream, but you understand where he's coming from.
Yes. Totally understand.
Didn't Tim Burney wear 75? She's not even going there anymore.
I'm done with the numbers talk. I'm sorry, to be honest, I got kind of distracted because I kind of put the picture away.
Oh, she got
Immediately, I have a nice picture of my sweet Cocker Spaniel, Matthew,
the
sleeping.
dog content.
All right.
It's dog
Players
content.
that wore number 75. Okay. Ryan
Okay.
Reeves, Hal Gill, Radko Gudas, Evan
Oh,
Bouchard, Freddie Hamilton, and that's pretty well it.
yeah, that's good reason.
75 is a
I'm
first
pretty
number.
sure my cousin could outskate. Oh wow, that was a nice goal.
I looked away for 2
Was
seconds
that
and they
JMO?
score.
I believe that's Jamison Reese right there that just finished on the backhand.
Ooh.
I believe that was JMO. Nice move.
Oh, he jumped over the
Oh.
stick. Oh.
Oh, JMO. Oh, please, that man has a family. Who's 34?
Is that?
Reese?
Oh my gosh, I cannot think of numbers right now. They've got me so confused with numbers. I'm just over this.
What are you trying to think of?
The cowboy.
Anyway,
This is just
yeah.
too-
JMO makes a nice little cut in there, gets past the defender, finishes on the strong backhand. 5-hole? Nope. I was waiting for it. But that's a great goal. Beautiful effort from Reese. And we're tied now. And the Wolves are, look at that. They're not complacent. They're back in there looking for more. We like to see it. I mean, I like to see it. She probably thinks a little differently than I do. Zach, you're a neutral party in this. Do you like to see it?
Before you answer, remember
What happened to the last Zach?
Remember, I am picking you up from the airport in about a month, and I'm also housing you for free.
You're Ubering to your hotel room.
You know, I'm just going to go out of this one. It's my managing editor. I've had a couple of beer. It's my AHL editor. It's all love, but you know, wouldn't be my place to chip in.
Oh, that's such a cop out.
I'm already sleeping on one mattress. Good times. Good times.
Sorry. Working the phones a little bit.
Yeah,
it's all
a little
good.
bit. And it's 2023 after all. We all live through our phones.
Although okay, so I usually take pictures and but I normally like whenever I'm traveling to enjoy the experience, but I'm trying to document this for our socials and all that. And I had to be that person that's literally filming and taking pictures of everything today. And I'm not cut out to be a social media person. I'm just saying.
A lot of people are. And it's I think it's a more difficult and demanding job than because at first you're just like, oh, you're just posting on social media. How difficult can it be? But it's actually can be kind of difficult when you're constantly.
Oh, someone's not happy for the Wolves.
I think they probably realized that they probably should have scored there.
Yeah, there's a wide open net.
Well, yeah, nice chance on the rush. There was a rebound. Look, here we go. Who's that? Tiexela coming in. Look at that, and just marred by sticks, but he's got the right idea going low for the pass.
It was a bad rebound by Greaves. He got lucky.
Oh, kicked it right out, and luckily good clear by Bernie. Otherwise, you got Joseph LeBate, and I don't care how much talent you do or you don't have. Joseph LeBate will finish that one off with a wide open net like that in any league. So it's the Wolves. They're not content with just tying this game up. They're ready to go out there and I say hopefully grab the lead. I know my esteemed co-host here thinks differently, but we'll see who manages to go out and get another one here. This is a big 2-2 score. Wolves are on the power play. Apparently, Texela's rush created a man advantage situation for the Wolves.
I was sitting here waiting for you to stop talking because, of course, the cold air kind of messes with the respiratory system a little bit, and it's going to be one of those evenings.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that this weekend. The cold air, I mean.
Yeah, you got here on like a polar vortex, which has hit like much of eastern Canada, if anybody is unaware, and it's been cold.
It's been cold, especially over where you're at. Like, I know it gets pretty cold over here. I know negative 15 Fahrenheit is still pretty crazy by Montreal standards, but you reached into the negative 40s as well on the coast. And I imagine that's even more rare on your end.
How have the been over there? I heard they've been pretty bad over your way.
The Maritimes and especially Eastern and Atlantic Canada usually gets pretty windy, and I think that doesn't really help when you get down to minus 25 on that off chance, because it does get cold. I mean, Eastern Canada is not immune to getting, down to the minus 10 Celsius and whatnot, and the wind chill will bring it up to minus 20. But when you start talking about minus 25, minus 30, and then tacking the wind chill on that. So I know many store owners today have been trying to just restock like space heaters, because people are just trying to stay warm in their homes, right? So, I think Canada's kind of getting through it, right? And the prairies have kind of had it bad as well. And so it's been a cold start to 23 for sure.
Prairies are used to that kind of thing, though. If you go to is a Manitoban really Manitoban if they don't go through at least a week of negative 40?
Well, someone joked on Twitter that they should host the next All-Star game in Manitoba, and it was like minus 34 or something there when they put the screenshot of the weather. And so I think that the Moose are definitely, they should be up next for an All-Star game.
Well, they announced 2024 going to Toronto. It might be a little bit until a Canadian team gets it, but who knows? They can put it in the back pocket.
Yeah. I mean, Canada's been pretty lucky to have a couple of All-Star games. I know it was in St. John's years ago. That was mid-2010s. And I don't really think it's been back since. And I think the AHL is, from what I understand, they're trying to make it up to the Coachella Valleys of the world, the San Jose's of the world, who just got that new arena. And so
4,000 seats.
Yeah.
They can't fill two of them. But sorry, y'all, you built a new arena, and what are you doing? Come on, right? Think about it. But, you know, I think it's good to kind of promote the game in that area as well. And, you know, I don't know. I don't know who I would vote for in 2025. I know, again, San Jose is next up on the list. That might be just the thing that boosts them up and, you know, kind of gets people out and says, you know what, the American Hockey League is kind of cool. I'm going to buy some season seats. But we all know that Laval has kind of owed it for a long, long time. And even, I remember even in like 2018, 2019, you know, they kept saying like, hey, you guys get the arena up there. We'll get the All-Star game. And, you know, it's kind of a question of where's our All-Star game?
Yeah, this has been an event 3 years in the making, right?
Yeah.
Like this was originally supposed to happen back in 2020. COVID, and better luck next year. Well, next year, everyone, I mean, you weren't even having the whole league playing. A lot of teams that had opted out of the season 21, which is just an absolute Frankenstein of a year. The Wolves are in a practice arena and everything. So that, no, nothing in 21. And then you kind of feel like, okay, 22 is going to be it. But then we get another wave of COVID coming through in January, and the league just says, all right, we're just going to say no, just to be on the air on the side of safety for everyone involved, which might have been it was the right call. You know, you don't want to have to put anyone, you know, any team in a tough spot because you send a bunch of guys out and now they're all sick. So here we are. It's 2023, and now we're finally here in Laval. We finally made it, and we're making it happen. And I've been looking forward to it for at least a year now, over a year. And I'm really excited to see what kind of stops they pull out for us for tomorrow and on Monday. I wish we could see Potts. I really like that announcement really broke my heart. Like I actually had like the Darth Vader reaction, just sitting in my car, just going, no. Like I'm not kidding about that. Potts is one of those guys I'm gonna root for until the day he hangs the skates up. And I'm gonna root for him and his family afterwards. It's
you know, I gotta do it.
Yeah, we're working on it. There it is.
There it is.
So, just for a little bit of context, the last time Canada has hosted an All-Star game was 2024 in St. John's. Since then,
pause. You said 2024.
Oh, 2014. Sorry.
Okay.
Like,
I was like, wait, that was the last time? That's next year.
And that just kind of went over my head.
Yeah.
And since then, Utica has actually hosted it twice in 2015 and 2018. I don't know how they managed to sneak into that one, but here we are. Yeah. And I was kind of thinking that maybe they might make it up to Syracuse, who was supposed to host the outdoor game. And that got canceled because of COVID, obviously. But they also hosted the All-Star game in 2016. So it might be a little while before they get back to them as well.
That's really odd. I can't believe they just go twice so soon like that. But
so going down the list, 2020 was in Ontario. 2019 was in Springfield. 2018 was in Utica. 2017 was in Lehigh Valley. 2016 was Syracuse. 15 was Utica. Then it was 2014 in St. John's.
Meanwhile, I'm dying over here. This cold is just, oh my God.
Do you want to switch seats?
No, it's just all the cold from the past 2 days is finally like settling, I think, into my lungs. And
we took a walk around Montreal's Olympic Park earlier today, and I would take a breath in when I didn't have my face cover in because it would fog up my glasses. And it was like legitimately hurting my lungs. It was that cold.
I can't even begin to tell you how many times like the moisture from just breathing in going up into my glasses literally froze the lenses on my glasses. It was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of looking around the league here real quick. Of course, this game we're watching here, Cleveland versus Chicago, tied game, 6:37 remaining in the second. Chicago again. Well, okay, so Cleveland just got one. So almost doubled up on shots, 23-12 in favor of Chicago. Quick run around the league. Laval with a statement game over the Toronto Marlies, winning at the Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto, 7-3. Abbotsford just squeaking by the San Jose Barracuda, a 3-2 final. Of course, we're 2-2 here at the Mortgage Fieldhouse. The Hartford Wolfpack, they might be trying to do something, but at the end of the second period, 4-1 over the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. And then, of course, we kind of took a look in of this game a little bit earlier on. The Lehigh Valley Phantoms up 2-1 over the Hershey Bears at the Giant Center in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Manitoba, Milwaukee. Manitoba's got the advantage with 6:06 remaining in the second, 3-2. Charlotte and Syracuse deadlocked at 2-2 and 2. Talking about those double numbers there. At the Adirondack Bank Center, Providence Bruins up 2-1 with 3 seconds remaining in the second over the Utica Comets. Seems like everybody is in action tonight. Oh my gosh. Okay, then we got Rochester trailing to the Belleville Senators, who just went over a head coaching change. We'll be talking about that at our next version of the Holy Grail. We have the whole staff here. 3-2. Then at the Mass Mutual Bank Center, the Bridgeport Islanders, again, some of these teams making some statements here, up 3-0 over the Springfield Thunderbirds in this about a little less than halfway through the second period. Acrisure Arena, the San Diego Gulls trailing San Diego, just 12-33, 0-0, but trailing 3-0 to the
That's amazing. That
surging Firebirds.
San Diego doesn't have a single loss in overtime. Every one of those L's they take is in regulation.
That's it's hard. The Iowa Wild visiting the Rockford Ice Hogs, winning 1-0 with 4:14 remaining in the first. We're almost done. There's 15 games you're playing, so that's practically the whole league. Grand Rapids and Texas. We're going to need to talk about this here real quick. But Grand Rapids making us like the Texas Stars have been unbelievable this season. But Grand Rapids tied 1-1 after winning yesterday's game. 5:32 remaining in the first. On the slate later tonight, we have Tucson visiting the Ontario Reign at 6 p.m. Pacific. Then finally, starting at 7 p.m. Pacific, are the Colorado Eagles and the Henderson Silver Knights. I don't blame these guys that are flying in after those games from the West Coast all the way here to Quebec.
Makes it difficult. Just a little bit.
I want to know how Corey feels. Lehigh Valley scoring 2 goals in the second period. And, I mean, the shots are pretty well close or even, right? I wonder about his sanity sometimes, Poor guy.
Corey is nothing but dedicated, but yes, I wonder sometimes too, the poor guy. So do we have any further updates on your luggage? Mr. Andrew.
Yeah, sorry. I was taking a look at the Verona goal there. latest update is that it's on its way. I haven't had anything updated since then. Let's go take a look at the email.
It got lost in traffic.
Oh,
Air
don't.
Canada
Don't
get lost in
Don't
traffic.
start. So it says it's out for delivery.
As of when.
Oh, you don't want to go to
at
Montreal,
7:32,
California?
so-
Oh, okay.
Reserved.
What?
Your driver's name is reserved. You can see a photo of your drive. You can follow the delivery.
Where's my suitcase? They actually gave me a link that says, "Where's my suitcase?"
This is like the Uber Eats of suitcases, right? Like it all just comes down to this.
Trip info.
So delivering.
Delivers tomorrow by 1:32 a.m.
Well, it's coming to Laval. It's getting close.
Is that no? It's
Oh.
wait, no, because that's the airport, and that's the
Oh, that's where we're at.
your bags will be dropped off by Reserved.
Hi, reserved.
Thank you, Reserved.
I will say this: the last time Air Canada
Pretty
lost
sketchy, I'm
my
not gonna lie.
someone came by, no more than 20 in a Honda Civic, and was nice enough to deliver me my bag. So I would expect something similar. You know, you're not Canadian if you don't lose your bags at least once. by Air Canada.
Is that our guy from the shuttle?
The shuttle I was on was black.
Oh, well, the shuttle I was on was like a white Ford Transit.
Oh my! If they have,
If he has my stuff, I might kiss him.
we'll have to get that for the TikTok. Oh, fan front row getting a free puck in Cleveland.
We like to see it. So, yeah. So by about 1:30 tonight, I should have it within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours,
Not this hard.
which is about the average amount of a stay on the tarmac once you get into your plane. So
I just need to talk about how I feel like I put the bad juju out there yesterday because, I flew up here with my husband, Gary, and we land in Detroit trying to get here to Montreal. We're switching a plane. We get feet from the gate, and then the captain, we sit and we see that we're back a little bit. And then he says, somebody walked off with the chocks of the plane, and we are not allowed to let anybody touch the plane. Like legally, they have to be installed. It's the things that they put around the wheels so that way the plane doesn't move back and forth. Somebody walked off with them. They don't know where they are. And so we just sat there waiting for them to find this random guy. And then it all just snowballed from there. So I'm sorry for setting the bad precedent early.
Oh, there was some bad precedents. Let me tell you what. Just the whole night was I was worried that everything was just a bad omen for the weekend. Now, I'm not going to comment on that one. It's been better.
You can't share. Because I don't want to start a border war.
The airport's out. The airport's out of the city. That's not it. So it's things have been improving since I got in yesterday, in which I have eyewitness accounts. I walked into the hotel room, which messed me all kinds of up because I'm so used to every hotel in my life just being insert the card and then that's it. But this one had like a credit card, like you swipe it, and I was sitting there at 1:30 in the morning, just 19 hours of travel, 2 of them in the air on an airplane. And I'm just sitting there trying so desperately to get this thing to work, and it wasn't doing it. And I was like, am I going to have to sleep out inside the door? But I didn't. So it's been steadily improving ever since then. But I went right. I put my stuff down and I went right to bed. I slept in my clothes, like that I'm wearing because I don't have another change.
So I just want to say how much more settled this Chicago team has looked since Coach Sheehan took that timeout in the first period.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was just so well placed.
He's starting to learn how to understand when his team's falling apart and how to stop that. So I again, like I said, McHecker, you gotta lift that over the pad. Nice feed from Reese there. He's been really coming on just this entire season.
But Brendan Miller, which officially is a D-E-N Miller.
I was going to ask you to spell it, but congrats to you. You read my mind.
Hey, I'm picking up the vibes here. Yeah, he was just well placed and helped kind of keep that from happening. So, Josh Dunn.
I am so done with looking at Josh Dunn. It's probably something that Peter Kochekov said when he was screening him on that goal.
Yeah, probably. I mean, how many times has he heard that, though?
Probably more than I could dare to count, but I'm not a math guy. So.
Well, between him and all of his siblings, I'm sure, like, I'm done. I'm done looking with insert sibling name here.
Yeah.
I will say, as someone who has a pretty easy last name, it's not you get it a lot, right? And there's not much I haven't heard.
Go take that call. Go take that call, Andrew. He's getting a call from Montreal.
Ooh, that's his guy. That's his guy. He's got connections.
That's reserved.
Okay. Are you
the very much
you're getting a luggage moment.
Your driver's gonna be there before 2?
Good. 2 a.m.
Okay. Awesome. I'm at the hotel. What's the name of the hotel?
Why don't you mute yourself real quick, and I'll talk for a moment.
Okay. Yeah. Good idea.
Friends, I've been kind of thinking a lot about the playoffs that are coming up, and we talked about it last week on the Holy Grail, and whether or not the Atlantic Division is stronger than the North Division. It's still like, I don't know, it's kind of been eating at me a little bit, right? Because, I do think that there's certain teams right now in the North Division that do have like late playoff capabilities, right? I looked at the Marlies, right? And that's the way I kind of look at their schedule. And when you struggle against Manitoba and you struggle against Abbotsford, that's when I start to kind of worry a little bit, right? And especially for those. So when I kind of see that sort of thing, them going up against the Hershey's of the world, you can say what you want. And Hershey right now is up in a tight race against the Lehigh Valley Phantoms right now. And I guess everybody kind of has that off night, right? So whether or not, they still have that playoff edge, I think it's a really good debate, right? And trying to predict the playoffs, long story short, trying to predict the playoffs is just going to be way too hard.
Yeah, I think we would learn by now that trying to call who makes the playoffs and who doesn't is pretty tough. The only outside of your powerhouse teams like your Coachella Valleys, your Calgarys, your Texas, your Hershey, your Providence, it's who am I missing from the North? Toronto. It's tough to call it and be like, this guy's certainly gonna make a run, especially after what the hell is going on?
I don't know what's going on in Cleveland right now.
So even at the very least, when you talk about like the eastern side of things, right? Let's say that Toronto gets through, right? I don't know if they will, personally. I'm going to say it here. And then say Hershey gets through because they're 1 and 2 right now, the top 2 teams. Mm-hmm. Trying to predict that series is just going to be way too hard. Like, Hershey's a deep team, right? I think that kind of needs to be understood, right? But Hershey's had it good for a long time, and they were out in the second round last year. And do they really look, before the second round, do they even look that much better than they did last year? I don't know. Hershey was good last year, but they're not as good this year as they were last year. They had a good team last year. I'm going to say it here, right? While Corey's not here and he can't reach through the camera and kill me, I don't think that Hershey.
You don't have to worry about us. You have to worry about Corey Swartz, who luckily is not here right now.
But it's the second intermission, so he might come in real quick.
I don't know if Hershey is as good as what they were last year. And so when I kind of look at the playoff format, and
I didn't think they were that good last year. And you're saying
they
that
lost in the first round, didn't they?
They lost in the first round, but have they improved? I don't think so. I don't know. Like
they're like tops of the league. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I think that the players that they have there are somewhat not as good as what they had last year. I like the squad that they had last year more than they had of this year. That's my take on it. It's a little spicy.
Sorry, working out a few logistics over here. He's rating the mini fridge, and we're guiding him on which things are acceptable to take, which ones are not acceptable to take, because I'm not paying hotel
As they
rate.
say in Montreal.
That cruise probably cost you about $10.
It's coming out of the per diem, my friend. Thank you for the per diem.
So, I mean, I remember at this time last year thinking Hartford looked like a pretty solid squad heading into the playoffs. And they added Max Latunov, who I was like, I thought that was really going to hurt Chicago. Great penalty kill specialist. Not only that, but he was kind of a mentor to a couple of young Russian players in Artyom Serekov and Pyotr Kochekov. And I thought he was going to be missed more so off the ice than on the ice. Well, apparently Kochekov doesn't matter who's in his locker room, what language he's speaking. He's going to stop the puck and he's going to make you look silly. Artyom Serekov, I don't think it was any coincidence that as soon as Latunov got traded away, Serekov kind of went back to Russia, where I think he's going to stay for the remainder of his career. But I thought that was a really big get for the Wolfpack, and I thought they were going to go on a little bit of a run. And they did run. They just ran in the wrong direction. So if I were to look and I were to see like some kind of paper tiger that was maybe in the tops of the division where they maybe shouldn't be, I don't know if I would come out and say Hershey's up there, because I really like Sam and Nas. I love their goaltending. I like the roster that they have. You can convince me that they might not be the top team in the league or even the top team in the division. I could be like, okay, I can understand that, but they're better than they were last year. Just by adding Sam and Nas alone, they're better than they were last year. I'm still not sold on Utica. I know they're the top two of their division, but they have a goal differential of -1.
It's going to come down to Nico Das is what it's going to come down to. And
Yep.
we all know the tale of New Jersey and goaltending. It just doesn't exist, right? New Jersey has never once been like, hey, we have a goaltender now. We can win the cup, right? Like, or at least in the past 5 years.
Post-Martin Brodeur era,
Post-Martin Brodeur, yeah. They had Corey Schneider for a bit, and he played in bingo, and that was
that experiment backfired.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't trust. Yeah. Then there's Syracuse. Syracuse has a couple of good players, right? I do love Boulay, right? Like he's been pretty solid. In net, do they have the strongest goaltending in the league? No. But I can kind of get behind it, right? Enough for them to kind of maybe steal a playoff round or two. But the Rocket, I can't see much happening on the bottom half of that side of things. Right? Maybe Rochester comes in and maybe they could be the dark horse of the North Division, right? Like, I don't know, right? it's tough, and
But
it's
how
not.
how can we talk bad about Hugo from Sweden who stops pucks?
I do.
He is
The thing
Hugo.
is-
He is from Sweden. He stops pucks.
The other side of it too is Buffalo's really just emptied the tank, right? Like everybody, those good players that we talked so much about last year are just gone, right? They're all in Buffalo right now, and for good reason, right? I'm not hurt about that. You know, it just hasn't left a whole lot of meat on the bone. And I think when you talk about the North Division, it's not as clear cut as it is in, say, the Pacific, right? I look at the Pacific Division, and there's very much a cliff. Be it, it's gotten a lot tighter, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So, scoring update: Hartford with 16 minutes remaining in the third is up 5-1 over the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. Manitoba Moose is up over Milwaukee 4-2 with 11 minutes remaining in the second.
Manitoba's scrappy. They lost that spot. Iowa is now third in the Central.
What's happening there?
The Jasper Wallstedt is an absolute wall. I'm trying to keep it PG because my initial reaction was to throw a bunch of expletives in there. But they're 9-0-4 over their last 13 games.
The power of corn compels them.
Let's give a shout out to Tim Army. I mean,
Yes.
This guy he always runs a tight ship. I remember talking about him with Sam Anas and Will Bitten before the finals, a couple guys who used to play over there in Iowa, and he's still just churning out competitive squads. Even when they were at the bottom of the division like last year, they were competitive. They would fight every game, whether they fight in the scoreboard or fight with their fists when they're being dummied for nothing, but they would fight, and there was no quitting that team. And now you put a young goalie with something to prove in there. You have a candidate for the Rookie of the Year in Sammy Walker. And it's a team that's really it's come together behind his leadership, and a team that, might not have as much talent as maybe say Rockford, but they know how to outwork you. And it's really been impressive, this run that they've been on. And they've shaken the standings up. They're 1 point behind Milwaukee for the number 2 spot in the Central. I want them to make a run at number 1. I mean, I know at this point I have to pick another team to root for in the playoffs, but I really like what Iowa's doing. It shows me what good coaching can do for you, good goaltending, and they're consistent. And they're on fire, and I don't know how a team's going to slow them down. They're an avalanche right now. I don't know how you stop them.
Okay, so I want to play a quick game here, going off of what the Cleveland Monsters just did on their. Oh, come on! They're doing a "Who are these
Victoria
guys?"
Beavers
with the Lumberjacks, and of course, longtime vet Brett Gallant gets it. Robbie Payne almost got it. He went Cleveland Jacks.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, see, it says Jacks. But that first
Who
guy,
said Victoria Beavers.
I need to see that again. Let's review the footage. Somebody guess Victoria Beavers. I need to see who that was because that person's
UCHL
clueless.
team.
Okay.
The one with the Indians hat. Guardians now it is.
Yes. Oh my God, is that Cole Clayton? Or Cole Clayton or Cole Fox? It's one of the Coles.
It's one of the goals. Well, if it's Cole Clayton, then it makes sense that Jameson Reese turned him inside out on that second goal because he doesn't know where the Jacks are.
Okay, I'm looking at pictures, so I need to see who that was. I'm pretty sure. I think
it might have been Fonstad then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was one of the Coles.
This is her beat.
That was, oh my God, who was that? I don't know a lot of these guys by name because there was such a huge amount of roster turnover.
There's been a lot of turnover on this team.
It might have been him with the
With his haircut, yeah.
With the haircut and the hat on, it might have been him.
It looks like him.
Yeah,
Looks like Cole Fonstad.
Cole Fonstad from Saskatchewan.
And he's like, okay, wait, he came out of the WHL, right? Is there an actual Victoria Beavers team?
There's a Victoria Grizzlies.
Beavers not Grizzly. Cole, what are you doing?
The Royals, I believe, are the.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't Google that. I hope that's not a work phone.
Okay, so I decided to Google Victoria Beavers, and I'm kind of regretting it right now. No, luckily this is my personal phone. So.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Okay, add the qualifier with hockey on the end. Okay, so there is a floor hockey team in Victoria Sport and Social Club called the Beavers.
I don't think Cole Fonstad had a team in mind.
I will say, BC does have a lot of smaller leagues that are pretty popular that he might have gotten confused with. Like they have a bunch of WHL teams in BC, and they also have BCHL, which is a huge junior A team, and then the under 18 system. So there's a couple leagues to get confused with. I will say that.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to, but I'll give it to him. But it's Lumberjacks, like it's the Jacks night. Like, wouldn't you expect? I don't know.
Well, to be
fair,
you're gonna hit me with it again. To be fair,
I hit you with it before you even said
it.
I knew where you were going.
They do record those at the very beginning of the season.
Okay.
So, because we're seeing guys like Carson Meyer on here, and he's been with Columbus practically all season. So, yeah, but still, it's Lumberjack. There's always a Lumberjacks night. You got to know those. But
I'm sorry,
Verona. You okay over there?
Verona sniped so hard. It was so pretty.
Is that the second deposit of the game?
No, that's the first one. Well, it's the second one for him, yeah. But
can I give a quick little plug? All right.
Yes.
All right. So right now on the Field Pass Hockey app, okay, it's a 3-2 game. Charlotte just pulled ahead. It's the third period. 14-18 left to go in that. We have it live right now on the Field Pass Hockey app. Give it a download. Give it a listen. Catch the final 14 minutes, 18 seconds. Oh, shit. I know that. Oh.
Anytime we plug the app.
Actually, you said it more than once. I'll hit you with it again.
All the bills yell.
Sorry.
Mute yourself next time.
Oh,
it's been a day.
It's been a 48 hours. I can tell you that much. Oh.
Well, unfortunately, it doesn't look like Corey will be able to join us, which is unfortunate because I wanted to ask him about that line brawl in Hershey and
that would have been nice.
Kind of the ensuing action there. So, well, it looks like here in just a few minutes, we'll be getting going on a very important third period in Cleveland.
Stripes are on the ice. We're getting ready to roll. 2-2
deadlock between the Wolves and the Lumberjacks, with the Wolves going 25 shots to Cleveland's 14.
Hey, they're no longer tripling them up. That's progress.
Yeah. Woohoo! Yay! It's almost doubled, but we're okay.
But not quite.
We're surviving. The Lumberjacks are surviving. All right.
So do you think the AHL All-Star Game is going to be as boring as the NHL All-Star Game, or do you think there might be some excitement there?
I think there might actually be some excitement there. I hope.
I mean,
because Plus Bell, and I just remember last season when we had Trey Fix-Wolanski on the show, and I one of us asked him, where is your favorite place in the AHL to play? And without missing a beat, he said Place Bell in Laval, because this place is like a party every single game. So if the environment is even like half of that, and plus we are in a hockey obsessed country, let alone one of the meccas of the sport in the greater Montreal area, I have a feeling it's just the excitement from the crowd.
I want Kevin, who I never got his last name, but he led us through the tour and the Bell Center in Montreal. I want him to narrate my life, because the way that this man drew out and described every single piece of Montreal Canadiens history, which there's a lot of it, he just without a beat just knocked down everything. And he could point out to you like the number of guys that they had inducted in the Hall of Fame that were all listed around the arena. It was incredible. And
I always think about like when you get into these big rinks, right? And the Marlies have played a couple times in the Scotiabank Arena, right? And, obviously I've sat up in the press box and covered those games. And, you're sitting in the same seats that, some of the greats have called hockey in, right? I think about like the Bob Coles of the world, the Mike Emmerichs have all come up and have done those big games there. And then you look down at the ice and you think about the players who have skated there, right? The Matt Sundins, the Vesa Toskalas, everybody's
a great name right there.
And the same goes in Montreal. Saku Koivu, came back from cancer and skated on that ice, right? Right, those huge moments in Montreal, or even just history, right? So, and you know what? The Place Bell is very much like a Bell Center 2.0. Like if the Bell Center had a kid, like this would be its kid, right? And so you know what? It's good to have it in where it is, because it's like a mini Bell Center there, and I'm sure you guys will see that as well. And anybody who's thinking about going to Laval to see the game, or who's in Laval and is going to see it, if you're at home, you got a good view on TSN, RDS, AHL TV, and the NHL Network. Tune on in. It's going to be good hockey.
Yes, if you don't already have an account, you don't even have to pay for it. It's going to be free, but you do have to have a sign in for AHL TV for this event, but they will be bringing that to you live. And
you don't even need to board the pirate ship. This is my thing, right?
Yes.
Don't board the pirate ship and try to watch the NHL Network stream. Like, nah, watch it in HD on the AHL TV app, and you're good to go.
I mean, I'm going to admit, like, it was so cool being inside the Bell Center just because of the history of that building. But I kind of geeked out being up in, like, they took us up into their suspended, like, press gondola. And there's 300 seats for press up there. And just being there and just know, like, okay, there are just so many talented writers and reporters and just people that have reached the highest level of this career path. It was such an amazing moment to just stand there, to sit there in one of those seats and peer down and just go, this is what I'm striving for.
This is what we're working at. Yeah. It was that if I could reach to the top of that mountain to where I was sitting earlier today, I would be very happy, man.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I would highly suggest if you're ever in Montreal and have an opportunity to swing by the Bell Center and take this tour. It was what, $20?
Yeah, 20 Canadian.
Yeah, $20 Canadian for this hour tour, and it was well worth it. Like they take you down into Chicago.
Max Lajoie, the all-star rep for the Wolves, he gets it done.
Do you think he and Jay Christensen are going to be sitting together on the plane tonight?
Probably not.
They'll separate us, please.
Well, no, they're not division rivals, so they might. But yeah, Maxie, a little bit of patience to get in front of the shot blocker, I think.
Oh, and same thing that happened against Laval, where they have Cleveland's got a guy down in the crease standing in the crease, but totally blocking Jack Greaves. I was hoping Cleveland would have learned from that hard lesson, but looks like maybe not so much.
Yeah, early here in the third period just started, a minute and a half in, and the Wolves they reach out and they grab that lead. Cleveland ices the puck, and Chicago's going to be having an offensive face-off here. So it's finally good to see all those chances that Chicago's had. Finally, kind of you. I don't want to say you get a break because it was a good look, good patience from LeJoie to wait out the shot block and wait for the screen to set up out front. But they've been getting opportunities and getting them, and finally, the one finally gets in and they have the lead. Now they need to not sit back. They need to be like, okay, we've been holding the puck in their zone the whole game. Keep it going. Keep the foot on the gas. The best defense, I've always said, is having the puck 200 feet from the other end. And look, they're on the attack for a minute there again. Cleveland knows how to get that puck out very well, and it's out of the zone. They get a set of fresh legs out. But that was what I really loved about that Wolves team last year. They would never sit on a 1-goal lead. They were always going. I mean, they closed out Stockton in that Game 6 in the Western Conference Finals. They were up 1. It was 0-0 the whole game, up 1-0 early in the third, and then Andrew Podorowski ices it with a breakaway with a minute 30 to go. So that's nice hit there in the corner. I don't have a number, but I assure you it wasn't something like 64. And wait, I just dug on Fix without realizing it. I'm sorry.
You do not dig on Trey Fix-Wolanski in my presence. That is sacrilege.
I didn't even realize it. That wasn't a targeted attack. Anyway.
Yeah. No. You're lucky I like you.
Anyway. To me, the best defense is nice save, Coach Chekhov. The best defense is keeping the puck away from your net as far away as possible. I don't know. I think sometimes I'm a little crazy with that because I see a lot of NHL teams, they get that 1-goal lead and they just want to play prevent the whole time. Ends up biting them.
Yep. What a
another save by
and a Cleveland player goes down into the boards. See, look what you did. You just jinxed my boy. And Trey Fix-Wolanski goes down into the boards.
This
Hopefully
was a
he's
nice
okay.
save, though.
That was a beautiful save.
I don't want to alert you guys.
What?
What happened?
There's only been 4 goals in the first 13 minutes of the third period. Yeah, this is a thing now. We are doing this.
Was Hartford good?
I'm not ready to call them good,
though.
but they're good tonight.
They're good tonight.
Wilkes-Barre just scored though. They're making it interesting. It's now.
Here comes the comeback.
Was that the 2-0 or the second goal? Is that the goal they just scored?
They just scored the second.
Did Tokarski start this one, or
we will scroll our way down?
Because that would be really surprising to me.
Lindbergh got the start.
Okay. So he probably got shelled out, and then,
when they make that switch?
We're getting
there's the second. He's still on.
Right there.
4:38.
Wow. So they didn't even score 4 goals on him, I don't think.
Yeah, so they scored, because if they scored 4 in the third, it looks like
that was the insurance. So they pulled him at 3. It looks like,
Yeah. Wow.
Well, that's
rough.
That's rough for. I mean, I'm sure Tokarski's not getting any help with a team that's kind of just like going through the motions at that point. That's a tough one.
I mean, 4 goals on 11 shots in the third period. That's
tough. Yeah, if you're getting outshot like that, you're losing 4-2, and you're getting outshot like that going into the third. Like that can't happen in Wilkes-Barre. I don't remember. What are their records? Is Hartford chasing them, or how's that looking?
Let's look at the standings.
We have technology at our hands.
I can pull that up here.
Yeah, it'll probably be quicker for you to do that because my phone's about dead. I did not bring a phone charger to Montreal.
Oh, it's the battle of the basement.
Wait,
when did that happen?
When did Wilkes-Barre fall like that?
It's a car crash, remember?
Last time?
Look at the difference in points between these two teams, right? Like,
right.
0.
The bottom 4 is all like separated by like 2 points.
And they're all over 500.
Well,
this is what I say about the Atlantic Division. Like, I don't know.
It's a pile up. That's for sure. There we go.
Make this a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
We've had Zach in a little box on my screen the whole time. Like, oh, wait, we can bring this up so we're not squinting and you see us kind of 2 inches from the screen.
We're just like, what's going on down there?
Zach Martin and Corey Schwartz for the last few weeks have been calling the Atlantic just a car crash of a division. We're seeing it here. I mean, look at this. Hartford, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, 876. All with 45 points. Nice reference.
Yeah.
Good job.
I wasn't sure if you caught that. I wasn't sure if I caught that for a second.
8, 6, 7, 5, 3, 0, 9. But yeah, and then Lehigh Valley is only 2 points ahead.
And Springfield's only 2 points ahead of them.
And
Charlotte's only 3 points ahead of them. And then you got 9 points before you get back up to Providence. So.
And then you got Hershey just standing on top, just going, hey, guys.
Well, hey, buddy.
Hi.
See, this is what I want the Wolves to do. I want them to take extended shifts in the offensive zone until the puck gets deflected into the bench. I might have to I might have to do a reroll on Willie Lagesson, unfortunately.
And Zach taking control of getting some banners going here. Thank you so much, Zach.
This guy.
I appreciate you.
See, you shouldn't give me this control, right? Because I now know what we can do, right? Like, you know.
This is great. So who? Okay, so no. Let's go back on this impromptu. Who's hot? Who's not?
Okay.
Who's not is Air Canada. Who's not outside?
Well, yeah, outside is not hot. Okay,
is not hot.
San Jose is hot because they're going to be hosting the next All-Star game. So I think we have a clear winner here.
Are we good? Are we good? We're back on.
I'm pretty frozen.
Oh no! I heard him. Are we good?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
We're back.
We kind of had the black screen with the buffering symbol for a minute. But yeah, I'm already signed up for San Jose next year. I mean, I would like to contrast the negative 18-degree temperatures we've had here with like going to the beach when I'm not at the rink. So if we can make that happen, I'd be very happy. I have a group of a couple Barracuda fans who, like, one specifically followed me when Max Latunov left San Jose and went here to Chicago. Another one is Liz Child, who I hold very near and dear to my heart. She allowed me to interview Ryan Warsofsky this weekend, so I have a soft spot in my heart. I mean, obviously Thomas Bordalo, friend of the pod. We love to see all of it, and I would love to. I mean, what's going on?
What is going on?
It's always Jameson Reeks. He's always in the middle of that.
Don't cut up Jake Christensen when he has a flight to catch after this.
Especially not where his skate was. That could have been really bad.
He had a skate in a very
phrasing.
I'm working on it in a very inopportune place.
There you go.
A place where these players definitely do. I mean, not that they want skates anywhere near them.
But of all the places,
below the shoulders that you could pick, yeah, that was not a good place.
Yeah.
Oh!
Big save, Greaves.
Jet starting to come in clutch for his team here.
Yeah.
Get a nice little up. Tyler Engel trying to get something going the other way, but
that was a good recovery from the Wolves not to let him get anything easy there.
And Tyler Engel can be very
shifty.
He can be very shifty. It's just we haven't seen that dominance that we saw back in his rookie season.
I love how Kochetkov plays the puck. Like, sometimes it comes to bite him. I'm looking at his little gaff in Game 5 in the Western Conference Finals. So sometimes it comes Game 4. Sometimes it comes back to bite him. I have to think about it for a minute.
I'm impressed that you can remember that.
Well, because he lost in Game 4, Lyon lost Game 5. They turned back to Kochetkov Game 6, and he won.
Oh, okay.
But having a goalie back there that acts as a third defenseman on the power play at even strength, it really changes the dynamic of how your team operates, how your team plays. There was a couple times where Kochetkov almost threw a couple breakaway passes to Jack Drury last weekend when I was up there in Chicago. And, you know, he sees the ice like a third defenseman looking for a stretch pass, and then, boom, you have a scoring chance. And, I mean, if I was a goalie, I'd sit in my net. I wouldn't leave my crease. I would make my defenseman come back and skate every single time. I would hate to leave the net. So to have that confidence to go out and play it and then have the ability to actually make it happen. Because I've seen a lot of goalies that think they can play a puck, but then they end up throwing it in the corner and icing it. I'm looking at Terry from my Wednesday night leagues, but it really changes the dynamic of how your team not only attacks, but how they exit the zone. Getting out with that third defenseman makes it so much easier than my proposed strategy of letting your defenseman eat the forecheck and in order to get the puck out.
Well, Cleveland is starting to get themselves into some serious penalty trouble. Just finished up a 2-minute penalty kill off of I believe it was a Brendan Davidson high stick. Yeah, Brendan Davidson at 7:20 into the third. 2 minutes for high sticking. Then 2 minutes and 5 seconds later, the team takes a too many men penalty, sending off Owen Sillinger to take that. And guys, it doesn't take a hockey genius to know that that's not a good idea, especially whenever you're down. Oh, Chicago!
I saw a Cleveland defender eat it, and the window was there, but they again, all Sweden, no finish here. No.
Am I allowed to talk about San Diego for a minute?
Yes.
Is that?
Yes. I feel like you're our resident expert on the goals in this podcast.
Because I have a serious beef with Sandy. I'll pull up the score for anybody at home, right?
Oh, are they just getting dummied again?
Oh,
it's 3-0. It's not that bad.
Right? 4 shots in the second period isn't really that good.
Not great, but
no. But these guys won 9-0 in their past 10 games. Their home record is 5-17. Their away record is 7-16. They've lost the last 4 straight games. I don't know.
Okay. To be fair, when you take 6 penalties and you're only being outshot 17-11, that's not that bad.
No.
You know, I feel bad. I feel for Lucas Dostal. He's going to be here tomorrow and
hopefully.
Don't put that energy out there.
Sorry.
His plane's going to be fine.
Okay, I will say right now it's currently 1 degree, so it's not -40. So yeah, this is much more manageable.
Yeah, hopefully they can have more than one crew unloading baggage at the airport. But
Lucas
Lucas has
Dostal.
had like
Oh, look at that attempt from Cole Clayton. Oh, nice save by PK.
So
Don't call
San
him the other
Diego
name. He likes
lets up the
PK.
most shots per game than any other team. And that's 33 shots per game on average, 1,500 shots.
Oh.
They also shoot the least with 26 shots per game. I mean, I don't know. Like,
I mean, it's almost like you're talking about the game that Andrew and I are currently watching, where Chicago has 30 shots on goal and Cleveland has 21 with 7:13 remaining in regulation.
Chicago is playing a really good game here. I know, expert analysis, but after last night's game, I feel like they've responded very well.
They are just
they're in Cleveland zone the whole game.
In that zone. And then whenever Cleveland is trying to transition out, it's sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
The passes aren't crisp because they're trying to make line changes, and the chemistry is just all kind of mixed up right now.
When you're chasing the whole period and then you try and change on the fly, how are you going to attack?
And a little bit difficult.
Oh, Zach's cooking. There it is.
Hey.
Oh, hey, look, they're out shooting Chicago in this period.
How? Yeah, how?
What was that?
My brain buffered, okay? It happens.
So if you look at third period shots, this is where they've been, if that means anything to you.
Cleveland has had a couple of those looks.
Yeah.
But you also see the ones from like top of the circle, high slot.
Yep.
If you don't have someone in front, those aren't really great looks towards the net. You're a couple in tight, but and Kochekov, whenever they've threatened, Kochekov's been there to shut them down, because they've had their looks. And this the thing about Chicago is that it's volume, but then they let the real pretty opportunities go in the other way. But Kochekov he's just one of those goalies that gets stronger as the game goes on. I mean, he really comes out with his best saves in the third period, and he's dialed in, he's focused. You've seen what he does at the NHL level, so he's certainly capable, if you give him some help, to carry your team to a win here in the American League level.
So that was interesting because you were 10 seconds ahead of us, or at least the AHL website is 10 seconds ahead of my
The
stream.
AHL website is very, very far ahead of everybody else. Yeah.
They're always ahead of the stream.
So I knew they weren't going to score here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
Oh, he's not happy. Brendan Miller is not.
How do you spell his name?
Oh,
I got her.
D-E-N?
Is it a D-E-N, Zach?
I forget already.
Can we? Oh, okay.
Hey!
All right, we're good.
Saved by.
I forgot. I didn't know. I was just throwing it out there.
Saved by a wild guess.
I remember our Game 6 live stream, which is one of my favorite videos to go and watch back because I'm just absolutely unhinged. But I remember the score updating to 2-0 before we even talked about it, and then I'm watching Potts bury that breakaway, and then I just lost my stuff. So the website's always been faster than the stream. I'm fine with it. I never really pay attention to it while the game's going on. There's been a couple times where I've looked and I'm like, oh, it's 3-1, but now it's 3-2, and then I turn the stream on, and 2 seconds later, someone scores. So,
well, Sully with what kind? Okay, he's got like a literal gun shooting.
She's having a great time.
Oh, she's having some of these fans in Cleveland are just having themselves a good night. It's a Saturday night in downtown Cleveland. It's all
Enjoy
good.
yourselves.
Yes.
The beer is cheaper there than it is at the Cavs or the Guardians game, so
they just do a good game ops, It's amazing. If you've never been to the Rocket Mortgage Field House, go. It's just a good time.
The Romo Fiho.
The Romo Fiho. You picked up on it.
Did I actually say that on the first rip?
You did. Good job. I'm proud of you. I am so proud of you. Oh no!
Okay, is Corey having a good time because he's a Philly fan, or is he having a bad time because he's a Hershey beer reporter?
Okay, let's message him and find out.
Ask him if he wants to talk about it.
It's just Corey. Do you want to talk about it?
No. 5-1 with a line brawl.
So yeah, I asked in our group chat. I'm sorry, Corey. Oh.
Okay, Mackenzie McEachern is in the box, and Cleveland, with 5:06 to play, has a chance to tie it up in the power play. Not a great look.
Yeah, 2 minutes for kneeing.
Kneeing. That's not a good penalty to take there, Mackenzie. But it's okay. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he literally just got back.
But kneeing?
He probably realized he got beat, so he kind of stuck his leg out there and kneed him. Yes, you can't do that. That's why he's sitting. Guy's getting back to game shape.
Right. So Cleveland trying to
I stick up for my Michigan hockey guys.
Something here on this power play. Haven't been able to gain the zone yet. Zone entry, but
zone has been gained.
It wasn't that clean, and they already lost the puck and bobbled it as it went over. Justin Richards.
He's putting his hand up. Oh,
yeah.
16 is not having a good power play. Right?
Normally, Justin Richards kind of collects those pretty cleanly, but that one just.
Well, he looked like his buddy said something like he's got to have that.
Yep.
Look and see. Look, Kochekov clears the puck out of the zone.
Cleveland is not looking good on this power play. I mean, they used to be so dominant, and this is hard to watch.
Piotr's gonna give it to his D-man, who's gonna rim it around, and did that go out?
I think that went out.
Game must have hit the glass.
It must have.
Because otherwise, that would have been really bad for Chicago.
I will say this. Corey has been typing ever since I sent the message asking if...
Do you think he wants to talk about it?
And it's like he keeps typing, and then he'll stop, and then he'll type some more.
Oh.
So he's probably doing here's my thoughts. I'm going to back it up because I'm talking to my league and managing editor. I rewrite it. No. Go. He's probably doing that waffle right now.
I don't like. He doesn't have to be formal talking to me. At least I don't care what he says.
Okay, so after all of that, he comes out with 4 words. Literally, shoot the puck. As a Cleveland beat reporter, I feel that on a very deep level. Jake Christensen, you need to wrangle the puck better than that on the power play, my friend. And he shoots it in, and Piotr just kind of blocks it away.
Knock it away. Oh,
getting in low. That's what you need to do. All right, Tyler Angle. They've got their second unit out there right now.
Oof.
And it's not looking good.
And now we got McEachern back out on the ice.
And now we got a 3-letter response from Corey just saying, OMG.
Oh. It's bad.
He is feeling a certain kind of way. I feel bad for asking. I literally feel bad for asking.
He should have known that we were going to ask him.
I don't know which
I like the Sully one. It's comforting to have a big giant monster to hug you, apparently.
See, okay. So Sully is the mascot. You know, Sully the seagull. Why can't it be Sully the monster?
Because Pixar has
Toothless.
Okay.
Toothless would be a good one too.
Yes, they need a toothless one.
See, I told you Utica's not that good.
I mean, and the shots were so close. That was
Were they though? 20. You get 21 shots in a game. That's not a lot. 28's pretty.
A difference of 7 over a game, though. That's not too bad.
Yes, but if you give me
My analysis skills.
You
stink
give me
tonight, just
around
saying.
20 shots. That's not great.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah,
give
but I think
most-
it's important to note too that there was 6 power plays for Providence, and they converted on 2 of them.
Okay, that's fair.
That's the difference maker right there. That's all they
Yeah.
needed.
Yep.
All right, let's see. What does our Hershey beat writer have to say?
Uh-huh.
They looked fine in the first, but the other 40 was literally Sunday.
But again.
But again, I'm going to rip them in my recap.
Oh.
There we go.
That's the kind of content I'm looking for.
This, goalie pulled. Oh, God. Trent pulls his
Goalie pull with 3 minutes?
That is the Trent Vogel way.
I
Welcome to my stress.
I am manifesting a Kochetkov goal tonight. I'm trying to make it happen. If it happens, I might jump onto your bed.
That's fine because actually I've
No
been
one
sleeping
needs
on the
that
other one.
Yeah.
So I'm in a room. We got 2 queen beds, and luckily the bed behind me is the catch-all bed for everything. So if you're gonna jump on one,
All right.
Go.
Well, we got another timeout going here.
oh, okay. Y'all,
Manifesting.
no.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Hey,
no.
I've already had one scored against me. I want one now for.
Tell me what that's like to have a goalie that does that kind of
I
stuff.
wouldn't know. I'm not an Iowa guy.
But you have the goalie with the potential to do it, though.
Yes, and I swear to God, he would pull out the best celebration that this league has ever seen. I need it to happen.
Okay, you know what? I kind of do want to see that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. We're on the same level now.
Okay, so immediately Kochetkov here. Let's do a goalie goal. But, oh, man, look how far ahead the feed is. It's under 2 minutes now, and we're still sitting at 2:33.
Well, we also rewound a couple times. So.
Oh, we never rounded back forward. Oh, is that Manitoba-Milwaukee game tied?
Don't look at the. Take the thing down. I want to actually see if he scores.
Yeah, I think that Manitoba-Milwaukee game's
No,
tied
Zach,
at
you're
4.
muted. It's tied?
It's tied at 4.
Zach, you're muted.
Zach, you're muted, friend.
Oh, we know.
This is like that one episode where I couldn't get my microphone to work, and Zach's
Milwaukee coming back to tie this game up.
And Zach's sitting there like, I think she's giving me the keys to the
Yeah.
site.
Yeah,
Yeah, she said yes.
He
I'm
has since
now.
given me the keys to the site. Unfortunately, my reign of chaos, it's got to go through the chaos department. I didn't realize.
Did you see the chaos? Did we show him the chaos theater?
I said
Yeah,
And
that was awesome.
The perfect gift. There's no better gift than what Deanna sent. Like she had like the Pokemon Double Trouble. What's the name?
the Team Rocket.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is actually like we should like her thing should be like a Team Rocket thing.
minute 45 remaining. Cleveland trying.
All right, we finally caught up to where that website was.
But they have the goalie pulled. I'm not feeling good about this. Jay Christensen with the puck on the blue line, putting it in. Oh, come on!
No, Kochetkov, I was about to say, as soon as he lays down, he's got it covered.
Josh Dunn trying so hard.
I am so
that's
done
how
with Josh Dunn.
That's how he scores a lot of his goals. Is just by digging in the crease, digging back for the puck.
I want to
But
see what happens.
look at that nice shot by.
Oh, Piotr. Oh, man. I love this angle.
Oh, it was free. Oh, who was number 20 for Chicago?
That's Kevin Fitzgerald.
He got that puck right up in Piotr's armpit
And
area.
Rib cage,
And Piotr was able to get that. I mean, he was down on the ice, and he was able to get that.
Kevin
Good
missed
job.
the first 35 games of the season, and he's finally healthy. And God, was he such a huge get for this blue line. No, stop that.
You don't know who I'm saying. Come on, too. Oh, nice stop. Who is that? Oh, Trey Fix-Polanski. Oh, settled down a bobbling puck that looked to be exiting the zone, but he got it. Jake Christensen.
He heard what I said about people
Passing
who wear
it.
64.
Oh, come on.
No. Out.
Minute 4-3. Minute 4-3-2-1.
58 seconds left, folks.
Oh God. I don't want it. They're only separated by 4 shots.
No, get it up the boards. You had a guy there. Oh.
Come on. Don't do
Okay.
No! Chicago has the puck and they're down the other zone and
No, dump
No,
it in, but
no
no
icing.
goal. And no icing.
oh.
No,
Oh.
poked it. Gotta get on side.
Why does it take Cleveland so long to get back on side? It's like the guys just stand there. I don't get it.
That's a little tough. It's a tough look. Ooh, that's a bad bounce. Get it out. Out of the zone.
That's gonna be it.
I don't know. It's an icing. Only 15 seconds left. Plenty of time. Zach, don't show it to me.
No!
Okay.
You broke my heart.
Oh, he dabbed again.
I told you that's 15 per infraction. Minus 15 per infraction on
Oh.
That was worth the 15. It was worth the 15.
That's another 30 on top of all the others.
I mean, at this point, you should be in the negatives. But
He probably is with all the dabs. Like after I said, hey, by the way, that's minus 15. And he's sitting there still go, I'm not going to do it.
And he's just,
That.
it's the year of our Lord 2023, and you're still dabbing.
I don't get you. I adore you. I don't get it.
I never pretended to understand the entity that is Zach Power. I just exist with it.
It's not worth it. I've tried.
3, 2, 1,
And
and that's
that's
it.
it. Yep. Chicago takes this one 3-2.
Do we bring up Manitoba, Milwaukee?
Should we?
Yes.
Okay.
We're still sitting here.
No, Zach's just like, oh, let me tell you what's going on.
Okay.
Oh, it's in overtime.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Where go schedule? Yeah.
Yep.
So it's been all Manitoba on the shot clock at
What
least.
the hell is
Milwaukee
that?
mounted a really good
It's the
comeback.
Isotopes
That's
night.
right.
Sorry, we are pulling up AHL TV and we saw this green triangle. We're wondering what it was, but I forgot. The Springfield Thunderbirds are doing their rebrand into the Springfield Isotopes for this evening.
I was very confused.
Yeah, so Milwaukee kind of mounted this comeback a little bit. They had 10 shots in the third period. Yeah, it was Manitoba the whole way, and
Gotcha.
now it seems to be deadlocked to where we are. So this could be the comeback.
Ooh,
Or,
Milwaukee's got like those throwback jerseys that the
Oh,
ads wear.
nice.
Those are the ones that Rochester got mad at me because I said they copied their homework, but I mean, those were blatant ripoffs of. Honestly, probably should have been designed for the. They just call it outside.
You know, I miss the days when 3-on-3 hockey was a new thing
When it
and
didn't suck.
super exciting, and not this. We get into the zone,
Right.
we try, we don't like it, so we're
I have possession in the offensive zone. Let me carry it into the neutral zone. That should be a penalty shot for the other team. That's my other hot take for the week. Is that if you're gonna carry the puck into the neutral zone while you have possession, that should be a penalty shot for the other team, or a delay a game penalty, or something that should discourage teams. Oh my god!
Did you just run into the ref?
Yeah, the ref just bodied him. That's awesome.
Okay, who is number 15 for them?
Tim Scheller, maybe. Maybe Tim Scheller. Oh,
Many AHL fans will also remember, too, that the AHL actually experimented with the 3-on-3 hockey before the NHL did.
Yeah.
It was really good hockey and had really good reviews, I guess. Yep.
And then they got Lee. Okay, so if I could respond to your hot take for this episode,
Go for it.
bringing it back to the neutral zone, I wouldn't give them the penalty shot on, but the amount of times that they cycle past the neutral zone all the way back into their own defensive zone, That's what I get mad at, is that super large cycle. Like, so I understand, okay, bring it back just a little bit, reset, re-enter. But these guys that go all the way back, and some will even take it all the way back behind their own net, that's what I don't like. It slows the game on so much. I got to compliment the font again on these Manitoba Moose jerseys. I love the antlers coming off the numbers, but come on, make 3-on-3.
Here we go. That was a
hockey.
nice pass.
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh,
Finish. Goal.
oh, nice. Milwaukee taking the win.
That was a beautiful play. See, that's what 3-on-3 hockey should look like.
Yes.
Ooh,
What a come from behind win. Oh, look at him jumping.
Yeah. That's a big win for the Ads. Iowa's hot on their tails. They needed that extra point, and they got it.
Clutch player. Okay, I admit I don't know much about this team. Number 18.
I want to say is Jimmy Huntington.
I don't think so, because I saw Huntington somewhere else.
Zach Sanford.
There you go.
There it is.
Oh, wow. Oh, Luke Evangelista. I forgot about him.
Oh, you don't forget about it. He's going to be a player in the NHL for time to come, I believe.
My apologies. All right. Well,
God, that logo just messes me up.
It does. So this is what. Sorry, we're watching on on my iPad here, but this is the logo that we are talking about. That green kind of three-eyed bird.
I'm surprised they updated it for AHL TV.
That's what I said. That's why I thought there was like a glitch in the system or something.
They did not update the Monsters, though. They left that the Monsters and not the Lumberjacks. But But they rebranded Springfield. That's a swipe left. I'm sorry.
That's a hot take.
I'm mad at the league.
Springfield bias.
Hey, talking about 38.
38%.
Well, friends, I think that's going to be it for me tonight.
It's been a night.
It's been a night. It's been a day. I still got some social stuff to do, and I would like to go to bed here. So, yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this really impromptu, a little bit unhinged, but a lot of fun live stream of the Holy GrAHL podcast. If you'd like to follow us along on Twitter to get updated anytime we go live here, you can find us at sorry. You can find us on Twitter at theholygrahl.com. Just like always, GRAHL. So on behalf of my co-hosts here, Zach Power live, not from Laval, Andrew Rinaldi a lot with me, Dina Weinheimer live from Laval. Stay tuned to all of our socials. We're going to be bringing you all of the coverage here from the AHL All-Star Classic. So take it easy. Thanks for joining us and have a great night. Bye.